It doesn't get any more picturesque than Saturday night baseball at Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts, as the Whitey Red Sox travel east to face their rival, the Chatham Anglers, leading a 3-1 record atop the East Division here in the first week of the season, as the Red Sox and Anglers set to kick off their first weekend game of the season. Alongside Brian McLaughlin, I'm TJ Mathewson, and Brian, we've seen the Whitey offense really explode over these last couple of games after a slow start. Opening night at Katua, a 4-3 loss, a couple of emphatic victories, 8 runs apiece against both the Orleans Firebirds at home, then up at BC High in Boston on Wednesday, 8 runs there, or 10 runs, there, in a really complete effort.
It hasn't mattered who Scott Pickler's put in the lineup for YD. They've really produced offensively these last couple of nights, top to bottom, in the order. The big names, the guys who are here on temp contracts, they've all hit the ball really well, but it's going to be a good test today against the Chatham pitching staff that's led them to their hot start. So an interesting strength-on-strength matchup today for sure.
Yeah, and we saw the red-hot Andrew Eister get lifted really early in that ball game after just 2 at-bats in that game on Wednesday, but the rest of the lineup picked him up. We saw Jake Suttleson, Austin Wells, Wyatt Young, among others, have some really good at-bats, and that will translate into the starting lineup here tonight for the Red Sox. Leading off, it will be the second baseman, Wyatt Young. Batting second, it'll be the third baseman, R.J. Yeager, just activated today, and he's in the lineup in the 2-hole for Scott Pickler. Designated hitter is Austin Wells, will bat third. And batting cleanup, the first baseman is Jack Wold. Dalen Nanny up in the 5 spot will be in right field. Sam Hall getting his first start as a Red Sox. He'll be in center and batting 6th. Jake Palmer, the left fielder, also getting his first start out in left field, batting 7th. Drew Swift, the shortstop, another first start in this Red Sox lineup, will be at shortstop at Arizona State. And then rounding out the starting 9 will be Adam Kerner, seeing his first action since opening night. And they'll be facing a guy on the mound for the Anglers, Colby Kubicek, out of the University of Texas. Saw some action already this season, a 1-0 record in one game. That was on opening night, where he threw 3 innings of 2-run. Didn't allow a run in that outing, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts across just 1 walk against an Angler staff that has given up just 6 earned runs in their first 4 games of the season. And they're coming off their first shutout of the season, 5-0 over Harwich. So we look at this new look Whitey lineup, Brian, and what new guys are you thinking of looking at here today for who's really you think going to break out here on the Saturday night?
Well, it's going to be interesting. I start in the 2-hole with R.J. Yeager, a guy with a lot of power from Mercer. Not exactly a baseball powerhouse, but 8 home runs and 13 doubles on the year for Mercer. And then down the lineup a little bit, Sam Hall, starting in center field tonight, stole 30 bases for Clemson this year. He's a guy with a ton of speed on the bases and really was at the top of that Clemson lineup all year, setting the table. He's towards the bottom half of this YD lineup tonight, but the power from Yeager and the speed of Hall, I think, could play some major impacts tonight, especially for YD and moving forward, 2 potential mainstays in this lineup.
And Yeager, a freshman All-American just a season ago, struggled here in his sophomore campaign. We're going to see how he can use this Cape League experience to his advantage. The Red Sox will send out Ryan Moore on the mound out of Old Dominion, seeing his first action of the summer. Just activated a couple days ago, was in fact supposed to start yesterday at Bourne until the game got postponed due to unsafe field conditions there at Dorn Park and Bourne. A 6-4 record for Moore at Old Dominion, a 3.78 ERA, an 83 and a third innings pitch. He struck out 57 and walked 24. He went 6+ innings 8 times this season. Opposed to Kubicek, as I mentioned, the starter for the Anglers, his longest outing of the season, just 2 2/3 innings before he threw 3 innings on opening night. We're going to take a quick break, step aside for the national anthem here at Veterans Field. When we come back, we'll have first pitch, defense, and more here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. The anthem is sung, the clock has struck 7, and the Anglers are taking the field here in Chatham as we're ready for baseball here on Saturday night of June 15th between the YD Red Sox and the Chatham Anglers. The Red Sox, after dropping opening night in Katuitt, have won 2 straight. The Anglers have won 3 out of their first 4 contests of the season and paced the Eastern Division with 6 early points. Brian McLaughlin, TJ Mathewson, along here with you from the eastern half of Cape Cod. Colby Kubicek taking his warm-up tosses out on the bump for the Anglers. The righty out of the University of Texas this season with the Longhorns, 0-1 and a 6.5 ERA in 18 innings and 14 appearances on the season for the Longhorns. 15 strikeouts across just 12 walks. Already has an outing here this summer with the Anglers on opening night in Hyannis, where he tossed 3 innings, allowed 2 runs, none of them earned, 2 hits, struck out 5 and walked 1. A cool, breezy night here in Chatham. These Chatham nights here at Veterans Field, second to none here on the Cape. One of the best atmospheres, just maybe something you could put on a postcard regarding the Cape Cod Baseball League. As it's about 70 degrees, partially cloudy, sun going down over the left field fence. As we are at 7:04 local time here on the East Coast. Wyatt Young about to stride to the box out of the left side for the Red Sox, and we're about to get underway here from Chatham between 2 rivals in the Eastern Division. The Anglers have played 3 of their first 4 games, the 1-run variety. They played their first 3 by that variety. 1-2, lost 1. Kubicek out of the windup. Fires home the first pitch. It misses high for ball 1, and we're underway here in Chatham. First pitch at 7:04 local. Kubicek quickly winds, fires to Young, swinging a dribbler towards third base. Jorge Arenas bobbles it. The throw over to first base is high. It gets past O'Gwyn all the way to the fence. Wyatt Young will advance all the way to second base on the overthrow, and quickly 2 pitches into the ball game. An infield single and an E5 will allow Wyatt Young to advance all the way into scoring position, and the Red Sox are in business early here in Chatham.
Definitely will be interesting to see how they score that in the scorebook. Wyatt Young hit it pretty well to third, but the play Arenas probably should have made, and then he rushed it after the bobble on the throw over to first.
So here's RJ Yeager, one of the newest Red Sox into this lineup here today. Young leads off of second. Wind in the first pitch to Yeager. It misses high and inside. The Chatham defense will go as follows. Left to right across the outfield, it'll be Caden Polkovich, Dranis Ozuna in center, and Vinny Bologna in right field. And across the infield will be Jorge Arenas, who just had that E5 over there at third. Ben Ramirez at shortstop, as Kubicek winds and fires to Yeager, swinging a dribbler right back to Kubicek on the mound. He fields on a hop, throws over to first base in time to retire Yeager. Wyatt Young will advance to third base on the throw. A productive out for the Red Sox, and they have a runner on at third. And now here's Austin Wells, who finally started to heat up last game with a 2-for-4, an RBI double in that one. So Wells steps in. First pitch, a swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. One out here in the top of the first inning. No score between YD and Chatham. As Wells digs in again from the left side. The 0-1. Swing and a grounder out towards second base. Tyler Dones fields. He'll throw over to first base, but again, a productive out for the Red Sox. Wyatt Young will trot down the third base line and score. And just like that, the Red Sox are up 1-0 here in Chatham. So Austin Wells, the productive 4-3 RBI ground out. Young comes home from third and scores. And the Red Sox right back in their scoring ways like they have the last pair of games. Jack Thomas Wold steps into the box, first pitch swing, grounds it up the middle. Ben Ramirez off to his left, fields and throws over to first base in time to retire Wold on a 6-3 putout. It went by in the blink of an eye, but the Red Sox are on the board first here on the east half of Cape Cod. An RBI groundout off the bat of Austin Wells as the Red Sox leading 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the first here in Chatham. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
And they've got a wide
1-0 Whitey here in the bottom half of the first inning from Chatham, as we'll go through the Anglers lineup managed by their second-year manager, Tom Holliday. Leading off, it'll be Tyler Dones, the second baseman, followed by Caden Polkovich, the left fielder. It'll be Jamal O'Quinn batting third. Ben Ramirez, the returning Chatham Angler from last season, will bat cleanup at shortstop. The DH is Paxton Wallace. Following him is Dranis Ozuna in center field, followed by Keaton Rice in the 7-hole. Jorge Arenas, another returner for the Anglers, and rounding out the 9 will be the right fielder, Vinny Bologna in right field. The defense for YD from left to right in the outfield, Jake Palmer, Sam Hall, and Dalen Nanny. Then on the infield, RJ Yeager, Drew Swift, Wyatt Young, Jack Wold at first base, and behind the plate doing the catching with a starter for the Red Sox tonight, Ryan Moore out of Old Dominion will be Adam Kerner. So the righty Moore set on the bump, ready to face Tyler Dones. Wind in the first pitch from the righty, misses down low for ball 1. Dones on the season just 1 for 6. He's yet to record an extra base hit or an RBI. He pitch ran last night in Chatham's win over the Harwich Mariners. He swings at the next pitch and skies it out to right field. Dalen Naney has it in his tracks, off to his right a little bit, and he's there to make the catch for out number 1. 2 pitches and 1 out for Ryan Moore.
Both these lineups really aggressive off the bat, swinging at a lot of early pitches in the count. And these two offenses have been really solid, but the pitching staffs as well. Top 2 ERAs at the moment in the Cape League among these two staffs.
The Anglers have only allowed 6 runs in their first 4 earned runs in their first 4 games of the season. Moore fires a first pitch fastball on the outside edge. First strike, it's 0-1. Moore out of the windup, features a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. The 0-1 skied, foul territory, third base side. RJ Yeager over in plenty of time, and the foul territory down that third base side is there to make the catch for out number 2. So it'll be bring up Jamal O'Quinn. He's been off to a red-hot start here in the 2019 Cape League season. 6 for 13 so far with a pair of doubles and 2 RBIs. He's also walked 5 times already, more than he struck out, just 3. So the 2-out pitch, the first one, it misses low. A peel down to first base. The first base umpire, Mike Hinojosa, says he doesn't go around. Joe Peters calling ball and strikes behind the plate as Moore fires a pitch in the dirt and misses low, and the count's 2-0. Ed McLevin over at third base to round out the umpiring crew for tonight. Moore, the righty out of the windup, fires the 2-0. Fastball misses a bit inside for ball 3, and it's quickly 3-0. After breezing through the first 2 batters in this Chatham lineup, Moore's falling behind O'Quinn, 3-0. 3-0 pitch, brushes him back inside for ball 4. So a 2-out walk drawn by Jamal O'Quinn, and that will put the Anglers in business. With 2 outs, their cleanup hitter, Ben Ramirez, striding to the plate.
Ben
Ramirez in the cleanup hole for Tom Holliday's club tonight. One of a few returners to this Anglers team from last season. Him and Jorge Arenas, the 2 in the lineup tonight, as he bats from the left side, the USC Trojan. First pitch on the outside edge for strike 1, 0-1. Ramirez, a native of Chula Vista, California, 6'3", 180. In that lefty box, Moore working in the stretch, the 0-1. Swing and a pop-up, and it'll reach foul territory on the third base side as it whacks right inside the fence, actually behind the Chatham dugout on the third base side. And the count will go to 0-2. Red Sox occupying the first base dugout, and the Anglers the third. Here in their newly renovated home park, Veterans Field. They ripped out the old wooden bleachers that had been here forever, put in nice new concrete ones for this season. 0-2. Off speed, might have been a changeup, misses outside for a ball. So they took out the benches. They also replaced the scoreboard after 20 years. They got a brand new one out in left field. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a dribbler right back to Moore on the mound. He stabs it out of the air, shovels on over to first base. Wold squeezes it, and that's in time to retire the Anglers here in the first inning. So a 2-out walk is left stranded on at first base as we head to the second here from Veterans Field. 1-0. Whitey over Chatham here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Five, 6, and 7 set to come to the plate for the Red Sox in the bottom or top half of the second inning here from Veterans Field. Whitey leads 1-0, a run on no hits so far, as looks like Wyatt Young actually was awarded the base, a 2-base error back in that first inning, responsible for the only run. Dalen Nanny steps in, swings at the first pitch from the left side. He dribbles it out to Ben Ramirez at short, who retires him nice and easy over to first base for out number 1.
Number 12,
so quickly, Sam Hall with 1 out will stride to the plate. Activated a couple days ago, seeing his first start and in center field for Scott Pickler's club. Was 0 for 1 Wednesday against Wareham. Came in late in that ball game as a pinch hitter. Led Clemson with 30 steals, 30 of 37 on the base paths this past spring with the Clemson Tigers. He watches the first pitch miss outside, a bit high as well for ball 1. So now's the time of the year where we're going to start seeing guys get added to the roster more and more of the temp guys. And they get to see them play. Real name Joseph goes by Sam. 1-0 on the inside corner with a fastball at 88 miles an hour. One of the features of this new Chatham scoreboard in left center. Has a speed gun on it, which us broadcasters all really appreciate. 1-1, swing and a miss. Goes chasing after a pitch on the outside edge, and it's 1-2.
There's the slider. That time got Hall out in front. First time we've really seen that pitch utilized by Kubicek out on the mound.
Kubicek, a 4-pitch guy, fastball, curveball, slider, and changeup. Out of the line, the 1-2. There's that slider again, buries it in the dirt. And it misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Hall.
Great job by Hall that time, though, to recognize it in essentially the same location and lay off. Adapting now 2-2. We'll see if Kubicek goes back to it for a third straight time.
Native of Hampstead, South Carolina, attended Topsail High School. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball at 89 miles an hour. Gets Sam Hall to go down swinging. Strikeout number 1 for Colby Kubicek on the mound for the Anglers. So 2 down for Whitey here in the top of the second inning. And that'll bring up Jake Palmer, the left fielder, also getting his first start of the ball game. Palmer, not a big power guy out of UC Irvine. Great on-base guy, though. Great eye at the plate as he watches a first pitch fastball on the outer edge for strike 1. Palmer out of El Segundo, California, hit .307 this past season with UC Irvine. As the 0-1 bounces in the dirt. Another off-speed pitch might have been the changeup there. And the count evens at 1-1. As I mentioned, not a power hitter, just a .359 slugging percentage. 5 doubles and a home run for him. As the 1-1 on the way, he misses again low. An off-speed pitch at 81, and the count's 2-1.
There's that great eye already for Palmer, and he just has a good approach at the plate, really sprays the ball a lot to the opposite field from the left side. Not a big power guy, like you said, but he's going to get on.
2-1, swing and a dribbler. Right side of the infield, fielded by Tyler Dones at second. He throws it over to first base, and that will be in time to retire the Red Sox 1-2-3 here in the second inning. Went to the bottom of the second. Here from Veterans Field, 1-0. Whitey over Chatham on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Sox are by them from our Chatham. You have to be in it to win it.
Bottom of the second here from Veterans, 1-0. Whitey leads Chatham. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. Sets come to the plate for the Anglers wearing their home pinstripe whites. As it'll be Paxton Wallace, the designated hitter out of Wichita State, to dig in. Out of the righty batter's box to face Ryan Moore, who got through a scoreless first inning. Chops the first pitch towards Drew Swift at short. He fields on the run, throws over to first base, and it's in time to retire Wallace. So Drew Swift, first start out at shortstop. He's a slick fielder out there and shows it off right there. Charges that ball and makes a nice running throw over to first base for out number 1.
Yeah, he was one of the top fielders all season in the Pac-12. You got to see it firsthand at Arizona State. Just a really smooth guy. You can see the quick feet, strong arm on that play.
So here's Drenis Ozuna. He watches a first pitch miss off the plate at registered 65 miles an hour on the scoreboard out of the hand of Ryan Moore. The center fielder tonight watches the 1-0. It misses low. It's 2-0. Native of Orlando, Florida. Spent time at Connors State Junior College before attending Oklahoma Wesleyan. As he fouls that pitch off, it's 2-1. This past season hit a gaudy .437 with 22 bombs, 78 RBIs. Tearing it up at JUCO. 2-1, fastball off the plate. It's 3 balls and a strike. Anglers haven't really unlocked that power switch yet in their lineup. They only had 1 home run all season so far. 3-1, swing and a foul straight back out of play towards the parking lot as it hits into the grass right in front of the parking lot, and the count will run full 3-2. That 1 home run came last night off the bat of Paxton Wallace, who was just retired to lead off the inning out to right center field. 3-2, swing and a dribbler. Again, out towards Swift at short. He fields a step, a throw over to first base, and it's in time to retire Ozuna for the second out.
And you'd think this would be a pretty good hitter's park, especially for lefties. Only 314 down the right field line, 357 to right center. And tonight, the wind really blowing out to right, kind of left to right across the outfield. So if you can elevate the ball to right field, you got a good chance at muscling it out of here.
Yeah, especially on a night like tonight, the wind's gusting around a little bit. As Moore winds, fires the first pitch, the catcher Keaton Rice, and he'll watch it for ball 1. Rice out of Bradley, a native of Geneseo, Illinois, as he pops the next pitch right up over our heads on the third base side, and it finds the trees past the press box, and the count evens at 1-1. But I mentioned the wind gusting around. You peer across the street at the fire station. The wind is gusting on that flagpole right in front of it. 1-1, swinging a liner out towards center field, and it drops for a base hit. The first hit of the ballgame for either squad comes from a Keaton Rice 2-out single here in the second. And another 2-out base runner for the Anglers. It'll be Jorge Arenas out of Stetson to step to the plate with 2 outs.
First ball really hit hard at all. We've seen a lot of soft contact so far, only 1 strikeout scattered throughout. Whitey got their run after an error and then just some good situational hitting to move Wyatt Young around to score. So the first real contact we've seen tonight on that swing from Rice.
As the sun peeks out of the clouds off to our left to the left field fence, in steps Arenas. Returner to Chatham, watches the pitch miss outside. Snap throw down to first base by Kerner, not in time to get Keaton Rice diving back and in plenty of time. Counts 1-0. Arenas at Stetson this year hit .268, 4 home runs, 38 RBIs. He played in and started every game for the Hatters as he watches the 1-0 miss outside. It's 2-0. Hit 214 last summer here with the Anglers in 36 games, where he mostly stayed at second base and third base. Also pitched a couple of times. Here's the 2-0. Fastball misses inside for ball 3, and it's 3-0. Stands filling up here a little bit more in Chatham. These newly renovated bleachers that at full capacity seat 650 people. 3-0. Swing and a liner. Right center field and deep. Nanny chasing it back towards the wall. He watches it crash off the wall right under the 357 sign. Rounding third and stopping there is Rice as the ball is bobbled on the cutoff in right center field by Wyatt Young. The third base coach for the Anglers threw both hands up to Keaton Rice, telling him to stop there at third. He might have had a chance to score right there and tie this game at 1. But instead, it'll be 2 on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning for the 9-man Vinny Bologna, the ranked fielder.
Randy Whistler, the third base coach for the Anglers, threw up the stop sign kind of late, right before the ball got to Young on the short hop. He tried to pick it, but it, like you said, then bounced up in the air. I think he would have had a great chance to score.
Here's Bologna, watches the first pitch, bounce in the dirt, chested up by Kerner. He keeps it in front of him, and it's ball 1. So the Anglers, after being set down with a pair of groundouts to start the second inning to Drew Swift at short, have put together back-to-back base hits and are threatening here in the bottom of the second inning. Moore working out of the stretch. He sets. Runners off of second and third, the 1-0. Gets away from Kerner again, and it misses outside. 2-0 the count. Bologna back in. Digs back in. Number 50 on his back. 2-0 the count. Moore kicks 2-0. Swing and a foul out of play on the first base side as a scattering of kids chase after the foul ball. It's 2-1. The lights are starting to turn on here at Veterans Field as almost 7:30 local time here on the East Coast. 2-1 for Moore. Off speed, misses outside for ball 3. 3-1. The count here on Bologna. And the danger of walking him and flipping the lineup over and having Tyler Dones come to the plate for the second time today. Keaton Rice off of third. Jorge Arenas off of second. Here's a 3-1 from Moore. Swing and a fly ball on the infield, backing up Jack Thomas Wold. Right inside the outfield grass. Actually, it'll be Wyatt Young taking over right in right field, and he's there. The second baseman will make the catch for out number 3. Ryan Moore dodges out of 2-out trouble as he gets Vinny Bologna to pop out on the infield for out number 3 here in the second inning. We'll head to the third here from Chatham. It's 1-0 Red Sox over Anglers here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
1-0 YD as we enter the top of the third here at Veterans Field in Chatham. It's the Chatham Anglers and the YD Red Sox. Brian McLaughlin here with TJ Mathewson. 8-9-1 due up for YD here in the top of the third inning. Colby Kubicek still on the mound for the Anglers. Drew Swift to lead off for YD in the 8th spot. A first pitch fastball is a called strike on the inner half to Swift, and it's 0-1. Swift, the middle infielder from Arizona State, playing shortstop today in his first start for YD. The 0-1 misses away to Swift, and it's even a ball and a strike with nobody down. Kubicek working quickly. The 1-1, swing and a miss from Swift, and it's quickly a ball and 2 strikes. Fastball there to Swift. You got to see this guy a lot this year, TJ. A slick fielder. Hit .268 for ASU. The 1-2. Misses down and away on a breaking ball. Gets passed right to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. How's Swift in the batter's box? Obviously a slim frame, 6'1", 160, but trying to develop some of that power.
Yeah, absolutely.
The 2-2. Breaking ball misses above the eyes, and it's full.
Yeah, had a freshman season he'd want to forget. Hit just over the Mendoza line, 201. Just 2 extra base hits on that season. Struggled in the field as well. But
the 3-2. Broke in bad as it dribbles down the first baseline. Foul ball. We'll see another 3-2 to Swift.
Much more comfortable at the plate and in the field as a sophomore. As a freshman, he was asked to be the starting shortstop right out of the gate. Ended up moving to second base where he stayed for his sophomore season. Again, much more comfortable at the plate. The power developed a little bit, had quite a few more extra base hits as well, and a few less errors in the field. And it's going to be interesting to see what he can do here against top competition.
Fouls off another 3-2. Had 9 doubles, 1 triple. Did not get a long ball this year at ASU for Swift, but developing some of that power. The 3-2. Ground ball, left side of the infield. Arrhenius backing up on it. Gloves, lasers a throw to first to get the speedy Swift. 1 down now in the top of the third.
From the University of San Diego, number 2, Adam Kerner.
1 down, YD on top, 1-0 here at Veterans Field. The 9-man due up now for the Red Sox. It's their catcher, Adam Kerner. An 0-for-4 start to his tenure this season with YD. A couple of strikeouts as well for Kerner. Here's the first pitch to Adam. Fastball above the letters for ball 1. 88 on the radar gun from Kubicek. Here's the 1-0. Kerner lifts it softly in the air, right side of the infield. Doan settles under it, and he'll drift to his left, backpedal a few steps, and makes the squeeze for a quick 2 outs now in the third.
The second baseman, number 7, Wyatt Young.
With 2 down, it's back to the top of the lineup for YD. Wyatt Young, he reached on an error in the first batter of the ball game. It was bobbled at third by Arrhenius. A poor throw to first allowed Young to advance to second. Here's the first pitch to Young. Drives it in the air, deep right field, going back Bologna. Now he'll circle, take a few steps inward, and make the squeeze. Quick 1-2-3 from Kubicek. It's 1-0 YD. We're through 2.5. Bottom of the third and the top of the lineup for Chatham. Coming up here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Leading off for Chatham, The second
Bottom
baseman
of the third,
from
back
West
at
Virginia
Veterans
University,
Field.
number
It's
47,
YD1, Chatham
Tyler
nothing.
Dones.
Top of the lineup due up here for the Anglers, Dones, Polkovich, and O'Gwin. All to face Ryan Moore on the mound for YD. He's allowed 2 hits in his 2 innings of work so far. No Anglers across the plate. Stranded him on second and third last half inning. First pitch to Dones, misses downstairs for ball 1. Dones flew out to Nanny in right field in his first time up back in the first. Moore to the plate with the 1-0. Off the plate inside, 2 balls, no strikes on the fastball. And he falls behind Dones out of West Virginia. A 1-for-6 start as an Angler this season. It's from the right side. The 2-0. Fastball high, and it's 3 balls and no strikes.
Control's been a little erratic for Ryan Moore. He's been able to, as mentioned, to keep the Anglers off the scoreboard, but he's been behind a lot of hitters here so far.
Already thrown 36 pitches, the 3-0. Fastball called strike under the arms of Dones. Tried to sell it, but it's 3-1. Moore from the windup, the 3-1 pitch. Fastball just upstairs, ball 4. Second walk of the day for the Anglers. This is an offense that has drawn a lot of walks, and that's led to a lot of their success. Through their first 4 games, they've drawn 26, 2 already today. And that leads the Cape League. Nobody down, man on first and Dones, and it's Polkovich who popped out to Yeager in foul territory back in the first. Lefty against the righty Moore. Dones has 2 steals already this season for Chatham. First pitch to Polkovich is a called strike at the letters, and it's 0-1. Polkovich, a switch hitter, hitting from the left side. Moore from the stretch, brings the 0-1. It was a pitch out. Nothing doing over at first. Kerner had it pop in and out of his mitt down the third baseline. Dones started a few steps as if he was going to go towards second, but in the end decided to stay put next to Jack Wold down at first. Check on first. He's back with a head-first slide before Wold slaps the tag on.
Yeah, Dones swiped 20 bags with West Virginia in the spring, so good speed over there at first base.
1-1 count to Polkovich. Moore sets at the belt. Another check on first. Hall slightly shaded into left center, out in center field for Polkovich. Infield at double play depth with none down in the bottom of the third. YD on top, 1-0. Here's the 1-1. Polkovich fists it down the third baseline. That's out of play. A ball and 2 strikes now to the left fielder for Chatham. There's a righty tossing for YD. With Moore already at 41 pitches here in the third. He'll set and bring the 1-2. Just off the plate inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Polkovich. We're expecting a reliever to enter for Chatham in the top of the 4th against YD. They tend to go to the 3 innings apiece for each pitcher.
A great way to keep your arms fresh and also keep the opposing lineup guessing. You usually only get to see a pitcher once.
The 2-2. Polkovich lifts it in the air, left side. Yeager right along the line. Now he's over towards shortstop, but he makes the catch for the first out here in the third.
The first baseman from the University of Southern California, number 2, Jamal.
It is an
O'Gwin.
interesting strategy, and like you said, most of the time you only get to see a pitcher once. Wyatt Young for YD got to see Kubiacek twice, but it appears as if everybody for YD will be faced with a new arm in the top of the 4th. Tom Holliday, head coach, manager for Chatham, employing that strategy. 1 down, YD on top, 1-0 here in the third. First pitch, breaking ball to Jamal O'Gwin. Misses low and away to the big righty for ball 1. seen a couple Whitey starters go beyond that 3-inning mark. 2 going 5 in 3 games. The 1-0 misses down in the dirt, scooped up with a backhand by Kerner. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner on first is Dones. He led off this frame with a walk. Moore laboring a bit here in the third. The 2-0. Off the plate inside to O'Gwin, and once again, Moore falling behind. 3 balls, no strikes. And like you said, TJ, falling behind quickly has to cause a little bit of worry for Pickler in the third base dugout for YD. You have to imagine that's why the bullpen is already up and loosening. Another check on first. Dones back with a slide.
Yeah, it just makes the angler's approach a lot easier. You stand up at the plate, and you're going to make Moore throw you a strike. You know he's all over the place coming to the plate.
The 3-0. Fastball right down the middle for strike 1 to O'Gwin. He walked in his first plate appearance, looking to do so twice with another 3-ball count here, 3-1.
And then when you do get a strike to hit, it's most likely what Moore just threw, a groove fastball right down the middle.
O'Gwin already a couple extra base hits, 2 doubles as an angler. The 3-1. Runner takes off. It's lifted foul and out of play. No chance for Wolds down the first baseline. And it's full with 1 down to O'Gwin. Whitey on top 1-0 despite not getting a hit through 3 innings. Benefiting off of an error down at third by Jorge Arenas back in the first. Moore takes a peek over it, Dones at first. Sets and pauses. Now the 3-2. The runner goes. Check swing, foul ball by O'Gwin. It was a fastball probably below the knees. O'Gwin tried to hold his swing, but just sent it backwards, and we'll see another 3-2.
Like it might have been another, sort of hit and run. If it's in the strike zone, swing, protect the runner. And O'Gwin was just trying to do that, but that off-speed pitch just dove out of the strike zone and just able to make contact with that.
Trying to stay out of the double play. Another 3-2. The runner goes again. O'Gwin fouls it off again, and once again, it'll reach the stands just beyond the freshly planted bleachers here at Veterans Field. Quite the battle going on between Moore and O'Gwin here in the bottom of the third with Whitey on top 1-0. 50 pitches for Moore with 1 down in the third. Kerner giving the signs to Moore. Gets one he likes and sets at the belt. Another 3-2. The runner goes again, and another foul ball. This one much deeper down the right field line, but far foul and out of play. O'Gwin, the first baseman from USC, steps back into the batter's box, stands almost straight up and down with a slightly open stance. More to the plate. Dones takes off. Check swing. Ball 4. No tag applied from Young on the throw. Or did they call that strike 3? It was a delayed call, and O'Gwin's going to head back to the batter's box. I thought the umpire pointed towards first base, but he ends up ringing up Jamal O'Gwin looking. A stolen base for Dones, and there's 2 down in the third.
Yeah, and it's a shame there was confusion on that play because it was a really good throw down to second by Adam Kerner, and it was a bang-bang play. Drew Swift was there covering the bag at second, but if he could have got the tag down fast enough, he could have got Dones, possibly got Dones. Instead, he just caught the ball, thinking that it was a walk.
Now the first pitch to Ben Ramirez misses outside to the lefty for ball 1.
And it could have just been an extra, could have been a strike him out, throw him out at the end of the inning, but instead, Anglers right back in business with 2 outs.
Was the first strikeout of the game for Moore on the mound, but a runner in scoring position with 2 down. The 1-0. Chopped left side, rounding it is Swift, but he bobbles it. Can't make the play, but they have Doan rung up between third and home. He's coming to the plate. He's safe at the plate. Bobbled it. Ended up throwing it to Yeager at third. Dones took a huge turn around third base. And when the throw went to third, just kept churning for home. and beat the throw from Yeager with a head first slide, and we're even at 1 in the third.
Now, that was a tough play from Drew Swift. It kind of ate him up as he was coming in. It took a kick. It went off the heel of his glove. It went off his chest. And by that time, he has no play at Ben Ramirez at first base. But Dones never stops. Going to third, he goes around third and continues on home as he expects Drew Swift to throw to third, which he does.
First pitch gets away from Kerner to Paxton Wallace to the backstop, and advancing 90 feet is Ramirez.
But he never stops with the good speed. He's already halfway down the line by the time R.J. Yeager gets the ball. He doesn't realize how far down the line Dones is. By the time he can make the throw, there's no chance. And the Anglers with 2 outs. They've had 2 out base runners in all 3 innings so far. Finally scratch one across.
Wallace up for the second time today. Grounded out to Swift to begin the second. Up here in the bottom of the third, a 1-0 count against Ryan Moore. The 1-0. Breaking ball, misses inside, 2 balls and no strikes. And that's a play for Swift. After the bobble, he's almost got to just run right at Dones, who had rounded third base so hard. And we're going to see a visit to the mound with Scott Pickler to talk to his pitcher.
Yeah, now there's 2 arms up in the Red Sox bullpen. I can't see any numbers from here, but
now's a good time to
it's
check
not
out
been a great
ballpark
third inning
favorites.
here for Ryan Moore.
Hot dogs, candy.
He's been all over the place. He's been falling behind hitters, and then the unfortunate hop on that ground ball, which could have been out number 3 to Drew Swift, and sets an E6 and allows a run to come home and score.
So go check it out at the Snack Shack located on the
And
first
leads
base
this
side
game all tied up as one.
Field.
It looked like Pick has
Where
made the
crew
move,
there
and we're
will
going to have a
take
new
care of
arm
you.
in here
Kathy
for
will
YD.
take care of you.
Pick
That's
has
Snack
made
Shack
the move
located
to the
behind
bullpen
visitors'
for the
dugout
Red
here at
Sox.
Field.
Looks like it's David Steele coming in from the bullpen for YD. We'll get you more on him. A runner on second, 1 already across for Chatham here in the third. 2 down, 2-0 count to Wallace when we come back here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
We also want to recognize and thank Franklin Sports.
David Steele on the mound for YD. Bottom of the third. It's 1-1 against Chatham here at Chatham at Veterans Field. Steele enters in the middle of the third inning. There's 2 down and a runner on second in Ben Ramirez. A 2-0 count to Paxton Wallace at the plate. Steele enters for Ryan Moore, who struggled here this evening. A couple of walks, a couple of hits, 1 run, although it did score on an error from Drew Swift. And all of a sudden, Chatham is threatening. And after 56 pitches, Moore's day is done. Steele out of Northeastern. 1 appearance so far for YD. That was Wednesday against Orleans. A scoreless inning for Steele, rather Tuesday against Orleans. It was a scoreless inning for Steele on the mound. He gave up 1 hit and struck out 2 in that frame. And he enters here for YD in a bit of a stressful situation.
Yeah, and it stinks for Ryan Moore. He's really all over the place. Did not have good control tonight, falling behind hitters, the 2 walks you mentioned, and had been working with base runners, especially 2-out base runners all ball game. And that's where the walks and the poor control will come back to bite you, and has allowed this game to be knotted up at 1. Although, you know, for this game so far, 1 run is scored on an error, and the other run has scored without a hit being recorded on the YD side. So we'll see if Steele can get out of it here. Pick Probably not the length of an outing that you'd want from your starter, just 2 2/3.
Neither run has been earned so far from either team. It's 1-1. Digging into the right-handed batter's box once again will be Wallace from Wichita State. A 2-0 count to him. Steal from the stretch with Ramirez dancing off second. Held by Wyatt Young to the plate. A breaking ball off the plate away causes Kerner to slide to his right to keep it in front, and it's 3-0 to Wallace. Sun almost set completely behind the trees out in left. Here in the bottom of the third. Steal from the first base side of the rubber. Sets with the light brown glove at his belly button. Checks to second once. Now the 3-0. Fastball notches the outer edge for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Called by Joe Peters behind the plate today. Michael Hossa down the first base line, and Ed McAvin over at third. Steele will come set. And the 3-1. Off speed, a called strike, belt high to Wallace, and it's full with 2 down.
That was a good curveball right there from Steele. He had Paxton Wallace backing off the plate there. That was broke probably towards his front shoulder and then ended up on the inside corner.
3-2, 2 down. 1-1 in the bottom of the third. Leading off second, Ramirez. Steele with the 3-2. Breaking ball, fouls in and out of the mid of Kerner. Couldn't quite squeeze it, and that would have ended the inning. Not a lot Kerner can do there, but so close for Steele, and we'll see another 3-2. Steele will set again. Checks to second base once, now twice. Here's the 3-2. Ground ball left side over to knock it down as Yeager picks it up. Throw to Wold at first in time. Yeager works around a slight bobble to get Wallace at first and end the threat, but Chatham gets one without a hit. There was an error for YD. 1 man left aboard. We're even at 1 through 3. 4th inning coming up. It's Yeager to lead us off in the 4th on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
R.J. Yeager.
Top of the 4th at Veterans Field. Yeager, Wells, and Wolds due up for YD. It's 1-1 between the Red Sox and the host, the Chatham Anglers. Still Kobe Kubicek on the mound for Chatham. So he works into his 4th inning. First pitch to Yeager bounces in the dirt, picked by Rice behind the plate, and it's 1-0 to Yeager. Only 29 pitches for Kubicek through 3. The 1-0. Yeager grounds it softly left side, charging Arenas. Throws off his right foot to first in time. Nice play by Arenas over at third base for the first out here in the 4th. And Kubicek continues to deal out on the mound.
Well, it's a little early to be looking at this numbers, but from what we've seen here today and what the Anglers have done so far this season, they've been pretty good in the field. Only 3 errors through 4 games for them this season, along with a .980 fielding percentage, what right now ranks 3rd in the Cape.
First pitch misses up and away to Austin Wells, 1-0.
We've seen some pretty plays in the field from them tonight. Outside of the the E5 Wyatt Young in the first inning to lead off the ball game. They've been spotless since.
1-0, misses just outside to Wells. 2 balls, no strikes. Wells grounded out to Dones at second base in the first inning. But that moved Wyatt Young from second to third. The 2-0. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of Rice. 2 balls and a strike.
And we thought we'd see Mason Hazelwood in this inning, but it's still Kubicek out on the mound. So now the heart of the order for YD will actually get to see him for a second time.
The 2-1 misses down low. 3 balls and a strike to Wells.
Which might be, in terms of going 3-3-3, the advantage. So you don't have the heart of the order see the same guy twice and get a feel for his pitches, but that happens here.
3-1, way upstairs, sails to the backstop, and Wells draws a 1-out walk. 1-1 between Whitey and Chatham with 1 down in the top of the 4th. And it's interesting letting them, this middle of the lineup, see the arm for the second time. This lineup has been so good so far this year. First in the league in average, second in runs, but they are almost in first in runs per game. They lead the league in OPS and slugging. They have the most triples and are tied for the most doubles in the Cape League so far this season. So a dangerous lineup getting to face Kubicek the second time through. First pitch to Jack Wold, a called strike on a fastball, 93 on the outer edge. Fastest we've seen from Kubicek tonight. Wells on first with 1 down. Still without a hit is YD here in the top of the 4th. The 1-0. Dives downstairs on a breaking ball. A ball and a strike to Wold. Wold grounded out to shortstop in the first. Check on first to Wells, but he's back safely. Wold's 2 for 13, including his at-bat today so far in his YD career. Has scored a couple times and hit a long home run back in the opener against Katuitt. The 1-1. Ground ball right side. Dones to his left. Check second, but he'll sidearm to first to get Wold. Wells moved well off the bat and advances to second without a throw. So YD, still without a hit, has a man in scoring position with 2 down.
Well, Jones has the play right in front of him there at second base, and Wells running right in front of him, so he has a good gauge on where Austin is, and realized that slow chopper towards him would not. He'd not have enough time to go to second and then back to first to get Wold. So more life for YD.
First pitch to Dalen Nanny. Fastball called strike on the outer half to the lefty. Nanny grounded out to Ramirez at short in his first at-bat in the second inning, but he's had great success so far in his YD tenure. 4 of 7 entering today. The 0-1. Breaking ball off the plate away, a ball and a strike. Nanny had one of the bigger hits at BC High against Wareham, mashed a triple deep to center field. Now the 1-1. Nanny slashes it foul above the Chatham dugout down the third baseline, and he's down on the count 1-2.
And for a temp guy that's just trying to get some playing time, hopefully stick on this roster throughout the summer, he's done his part here so far. 4 for his first 8 in the Cape League.
Played straight away in the outfield. Wells leads off second with 2 down. Kubicek deals the 1-2. Breaking ball that Nanny spoils in off the hands. Foul over the netting down the third baseline. Nanny can extend the inning. Sam Hall waits on deck. Breeze continues to blow slightly from left to right here at Veterans Field. Now Kubicek sets at the chest. The 1-2. Swing, a foul tip held by Rice. Strike 3. Wells walks, but he's stranded on second. YD scoreless in the 4th. We're even at 1 through 3.5. It's 5, 6, 7 due up for Chatham when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Eldridge Park, home of the Number 30, Drenis Ozuna.
Bottom of the fourth at Veterans Field. We're even at 1 between Chatham and YD. Third arm already for YD out on the mound. It's Trevor Niskern for the Red Sox. He'll face Drenis Ozuna in the first batter here in the fourth. The righty Niskern winds and fires a breaking ball. Line drive left field, and that's a base hit. Ozuna, his first hit of the day. He's 1 for 2. We'll stop at first after Palmer relays it back to the infield. Niskern just finished up his freshman season at Pepperdine, teammates with Wyatt Young. Started 4 games, appeared in 14 total with a 2.42 ERA. This is his debut for YD out on the mound. Now with the man on first, Keaton Rice, who singled back in the second and was stranded on third, will bat. Niskern from the stretch. First pitch to Rice, lifted down the third base line and out of play for strike 1. Niskern struck out 37 to only 19 walks in what was a really impressive freshman campaign at Pepperdine. We'll see if he's able to stick with YD this year. Ozuna with a stolen base for Chatham. Marginal leadoff first. The 0-1. Driven deep in the air to center field. Sam Hall drifting back. Button hooks just short of the warning track and will make the catch chest high for the first out here in the fourth.
From Stetson University, number 3.
Yeah, it looked for a second that Rice got good enough a piece to maybe chase Hall back to the warning track, but he only had to go back a few steps to track that one for the first out.
Now Jorge Arenas with 1 down. On first is Ozuna. He has the third hit of the day for Chatham. Hitting from the right side is Arenas. He doubled in the second and was stranded on second base. Niskern sets and deals. First pitch breaking ball on the inside corner for strike 1 to Arenas. Lights starting to take effect here at Veterans Field. Just over an hour into action. We're in the bottom of the fourth, even at 1 between YD and Chatham. Now the 0-1. Another breaking ball, this one down in the dirt. Kerner stops it cleanly, a ball and a strike. One down, 1-1 count to Arenas from Stetson. Infield a double play depth. Young really shaded up the middle at second. Big hole on the right side. A 1-1 breaking ball misses upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Still more action for YD down that right field line. We've already seen Ryan Moore and David Steele's day come to a close. I'll get you their line in a moment. The 2-1. Swing and a miss at the plate from Arenas. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Moore went just 2 2/3 innings. He gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was unearned. He did walk 2 and strike out 1. Steele came in and only needed to face 1 batter and was able to retire Paxton Wallace. Came in the middle of the at-bat to Wallace, but was able to work back from a 2-0 count and retire him. 2-2 count to Arenas against Niskern. The pitch. Fastball down low. A fine block by Kerner. And it's full with 1 down. Arenas will step back in right as Niskern comes set. The lanky righty kicks and deals. A 3-2 breaking ball. Line back, caught by Niskern. He'll toss to first in time. A line drive, 1-3 double play. Ozuna took a couple steps towards second, just enough for Niskern to catch the line drive off the bat of Arenas. They go in order in the fourth for Chatham. We're still even at 1 through 4. 5th inning coming up next on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
The Red Sox
The center
line up
fielder, number
hitless
12,
through 4
Sam
as we
Hall.
enter the top of the 5th inning here in Chatham. All knotted up at 1
Mason
between
Hazelwood
YD
now pitching
and the
for
hometown Anglers. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 set to come to the plate for the Red Sox order and will face a new arm, the lefty out of the bullpen, Mason Hazelwood, the Kentucky Wildcat. Standing at 6'5", 200 pounds. Out of the windup from the left side, fires home the first pitch, 3/4 angle to Sam Hall, the center fielder, and it's over on the inside corner for strike one. That at 88 miles an hour. 13 games this season with the Wildcats. He started 9 of them. A 2-3 record, an ERA just under 4 at 3.92. 0-1. Fastball will miss low at 87, and the count is going to even up at a ball and a strike. Features a fastball, curveball, changeup, slider, and like a knuckleball back in high school. The 1-1 on the way. Swing and a fly ball, foul out of play along that right field side, and it goes to 1-2. Lasted just 6 innings twice this season for the Wildcats of his 9 starts. The bottom half of the Red Sox order looking to scratch across that first hit, as Colby Kubicek was spectacular for the Anglers here tonight. As the 1-2 again fouled along that right field side, and the wind will push it out of play. The final line for Kubicek: 4 innings, no hits, a run it was not earned, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Kubicek across 2 appearances so far this summer has been excellent. As Hazelwood out of the wind in the 1-2. Fastball rides high, misses outside.
This entire pitching staff has been excellent for Chatham. The 1 run today, unearned for their staff. That's now 28 straight innings without giving up an earned run. They've given up 4 unearned runs in that time span.
And one of those unearned runs is the 2-2 on its way. Swing and a little looper. Right at second baseman, Tyler Dones. He settles underneath it and will squeeze it for out number 1. Sam Hall 0 for 2 in his first start as a Red Sox. So that'll bring up Jake Palmer. 0 for 1 today, a ground out back in the 2nd inning. Hazelwood also an appearance to his name this season. Through 3 shutout innings opening night at Hyannis, where he served up a pair of hits, struck out 4. Here's the first pitch to the lefty, Jake Palmer. It brushes him back. Misses inside for ball 1 as the ball scoots past Kyle Keaton-Rice behind the plate. It's 1-0. But one of those unearned runs came in their only loss of the season to Falmouth. Right here at Veterans Field is the 1-0. Bounces in there, gets away from Rice again. It'll be 2-0. But the only run of that game, which Falmouth won 1-0, was unearned. So the Anglers a miscue away from potentially still being unbeaten on the season. 2-0 pitch. Fastball right down Main Street at 85. And the count will go to 2-1. The wind gusting from left to right here at Veterans Field. Flagpole's out in center and then beyond the right field fence. Here's the 2-1. Fastball again, right over the plate for strike 2, and it's 2-2. Sunset set for 8:15, about 6 minutes from now, as it's starting to paint the clouds all across the sky, a light pink to dark purple. The wind and the 2-2 from Hazelwood. Swing and a little swing on pop up on the infield. The shortstop, Ben Ramirez, settles under it and retires Jake Palmer for out number 2.
Both swings with 2 strikes this innings have just been kind of little half swings from the YD batters. Hall, just a last second in on the hands, tried to muscle it out over Dones at second, and that one just a check swing right as the ball got there at the last moment to avoid the strikeout from Palmer.
So here's Drew Swift with 2 outs here in the 5th. The righty shows bunt. He'll pull back and watch a pitch bounce in the dirt for ball 1. You mentioned that 28-inning scoreless streak for this Anglers pitching staff. They've been fantastic so far this summer. 6 earned runs total in 4 plus 4 innings they've had here today. As the 1-0 misses inside for ball 2, 2-0 the count. Facing a pretty red-hot YD offense. That put up 8 runs against Orleans 3 nights ago at home, and then 2 nights ago against Wareham as the 2-0 zips in a fastball in the inside corner, and it's 2-1. Put up 10 runs on the Wareham Gateman out of BC High in Boston. A really cool experience for the whole YD organization as well as the Wareham Gatemen. 2-1, fouled straight back, and the count is 2-2. They'll be the only two teams to play off-Cape games this summer. While Wareham is technically on the Cape, for ease sake, we'll say that Wareham plays their games on the Cape as the 2-2 on its way. Fastball misses, actually off speed at 81, misses off the plate. Might have been the changeup there.
Definitely, I think the first changeup we've seen. The last swing from Swift, probably the best swing from a YD player so far. Big hack.
3-2 pitch on the way. Up and inside, ball 4. So YD with a 2-out base runner here in the 5th inning. That's only the second base, or third base runner they've had here today. It's the second walk allowed by this Chatham pitching staff, the first by Mason Hazelwood. So that'll bring up Adam Kerner, the 9-man for the Sox today. He's 0 for 1. But as I was talking about before Drew Swift walked, the Red Sox and Gatemen will be the only two teams to play off-Cape games this summer. They played the first one up at BC High in Boston, and then they'll get to go all the way to Connecticut and play in Hartford at Dunkin' Donuts Park. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a pop fly out of play. Along the first base side, it's 0-1.
Home of the Argoats. That'll be fun.
Yeah, AA affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. Red Sox beat the Gatemen 5-0 there last season. Returning YD Red Sox got the start in that game, Tommy Mace. We'll see him later this summer. Threw 5 shutout in that ball game. Beautiful ballpark. Just a few years old there in Hartford. About a 3-hour drive away from the Cape. 0-1 the count here on Kerner. Swift off of first. The pitch. It's on the outside edge. And the count goes to 0-2. 1-1 the score here at Veterans Field between YD and Chatham. These teams finished 1-2 in the East standings last season. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses high. And the count will go to 1-2. Split the season series evenly at 2-2-2. So 2 wins, 2 losses, and 2 ties between these two ball clubs. Here's the 1-2 from the lefty. It misses high and outside for ball 2. And just as I mentioned, the split of 2 wins, 2 losses, and 2 ties for the Red Sox, the count deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Number 2 at the plate.
Number 2 at the plate, 2 here in the top of the 5th inning. Drew Swift with the High Sox leads off of first. Hazelwood, the lefty, sets. He peeks over at Swift at first. 2-2. Swing and a pop-up. Right side of the infield, now drifting out towards right field, will be the right fielder, Vinny Bologna. Settles under it, and he's there to make the catch for out number 3 and retire the Red Sox here in the 5th inning. Still without a hit through 5. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning here from Chatham. It's all knotted up at 1 between the Red Sox and the Anglers on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Joaquin Delta College, number 50, Vinny Bologna.
Bottom of the fifth inning from Veterans Field in Chatham. 1-1, the score between the Red Sox and the Anglers. It'll be 9-1-2 set to come to the plate for the hometown Chatham in the bottom of the fifth inning. It was led off by the right fielder Vinny Bologna at the plate. Swings at the first pitch from Trevor Nisker, and he foul tips it right back into the glove of Adam Kerner, and that's strike one. Red Sox pitching staff has allowed a run on 3 hits, although they've needed 3 pitchers to do so to get through here into the fifth inning. 0-1. Swing and a fly ball out towards left center field. Coming in is the left fielder, Jake Palmer. He can't get there in time. It drops for a base hit. Off the bat, it looked a little deeper. That caused Jake Palmer to take a couple steps back, but then had to race in for it and could not get there in time with him and Sam Hall in center field converging, and it drops in the grass in front of them for a leadoff single.
I think everyone off the bat thought it was going to be a little deeper, including Jake Palmer. The wind really blowing from left to right tonight. You wonder if that's going to knock anything in the air to left down and help anything to right. That might have had a little bit of an impact as well. It was a good swing from Bologna, but just couldn't quite get anything on it. Might have been a little off the end.
So Bologna at first. Here's the leadoff man, Tyler Dones. He watches a first pitch miss outside and low for ball 1. The third straight inning, the Anglers have had the leadoff runner on. The right-hander Tyler Dones today 0 for 1. He reached on a walk and scored the only run of the game for the Anglers back in the third inning. He scored on an error by Drew Swift. 2-0. Or 1-0, misses low, and it's 2-0. Dones now in the summer is just 1 for 7. He's yet to record an extra base hit or an RBI. Bologna, a leadoff of first base. Nisker now working in the stretch with the runner up. He'll lift the leg, the 2-0. Fastball misses low. Kerner tried to frame it, bring it up an inch or so, but did not get the call from Joe Peters behind the plate. It's 3-0. The Red Sox staff has walked 2 batters, both by Brian Moore. Whitey's starter lasted only 2 2/3. But Trevor Nisker a ball away from being the third base on balls as he zips in a fastball at 83 for a strike, and it's 3-1. Still some movement down in the bullpen for the Red Sox. The sky darkens here in Chatham, Massachusetts. 7 o'clock start time, an hour and 18 minutes from scheduled first pitch as the 3-1 is fouled straight back, and the count will go full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Start time was at 7:04, so to get into the bottom of the fifth inning has been an hour and 14 minutes. Both Chatham and Orleans, the two easternmost teams, coincidentally, both with lights, start at 7 o'clock each. Here at home, for the Anglers, it's Veterans Field. 3-2, swing and a line drive out towards right field. It's sinking and in front of Dalen Nanny for a base hit. He comes up firing. He'll get it into second base, but Vinny Bologna able to get in front of the throw, so the Anglers have back-to-back base hits here to start the fifth inning.
Chatham, the left fielder,
fifth base hit of the ball game for the
40,
Anglers. And
Polkovich.
now Caden Polkovich will come on with 2 runners on and nobody out.
Infield going to come in and talk to Niskern after that one. First hit of the inning, not hit all that well. That one was roped out towards right. Nanny came in charging hard, and just a slight hesitation from Bologna made that a potential close play at second, but able to beat the throw from Nanny.
So the 2-hole hitter for the Anglers, Caden Polkovich, he's 0 for 2 today. He's popped up to R.J. Yeager at third base. Both times he's been up. He'll dig in from the left side. He's got the advantage at the plate. The lefty-righty matchup with the righty Nisker on the mound. Out of the stretch, runners off of first and second. Line in the first pitch. It misses inside. Drew Swift ran to the second base bag, showed daylight to Niskern, but he wasn't looking. Now, the daylight plays when either the shortstop or the second baseman will put on a dead sprint towards the second base bag when, according to the signs that are given by them, the amount of looks the pitcher will give back to second base, whether or not to pick off. 1-0. It misses inside, 2-0. Swift again with the daylight play, but daylight just showing your glove. You take your glove, usually in the infield, a right-hander, and just show it out towards the pitcher to give the option to throw to second, that they'll be there to cover it. But in 2 pitches here in this at-bat, Niskern has not opted to throw to second base, and the count and result is 2-0.
Which is odd because that's leaving essentially the whole left side of your infield wide open. You wonder if those are miscommunications between 2 new teammates in Niskern and Swift, or if they're just sacrificing that to really make sure they're holding on the base runner Bologna at second.
Niskern kicks, 2-0, misses outside, off-speed pitch at 72, it's 3-0.
You wonder if he loses the batter Polkovich, if Whitey goes to the bullpen. Looks like the big righty Cole Pletka is warming down there for the Red Sox.
It's not been a great night for Whitey starters control-wise. 3-0 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. It's 3-1. Whitey starter Ryan Moore struggled mightily with command. 2 walks over 2 2/3 and was behind a majority of the batters he was facing. Now, here in the 5th inning, Trevor Niskern has much of the same story. He's struggling to find the plate just a little bit. 3-1 pitch on the way. Fastball roped foul down the right field side towards the Red Sox bullpen. And that will make the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And honestly, only a couple walks, but that's not really where the command has been the issue. They've been falling behind the batters, and then that's led to them having to throw fastballs down the middle of the plate, and then that's where these hits from Chatham have been coming from.
Niskern takes a deep breath. He comes set on the bump. Hands set right at the chest level. The full count pitch on the way. Check swing. They appeal down, and they say he does not go. So able to win the appeal, Caden Polkovich will reach on a walk, and that'll load the bases. A good pitch there from Niskern, just not able to get Polkovich to go around on the swing, and a result will load the bases. 3 straight anglers reach with no one out. And Jamal O'Gwyn, the top hitter in this Anglers lineup so far in the summer, will step to the plate.
This is the guy they want up there, that's for sure.
Niskern here with the advantage, a righty-righty matchup. As time is called by Ed McAvin, third base umpire, to collect a ball behind home plate. But O'Gwyn will step in from the left side. Bases packed full anglers. First pitch, off speed, misses away for ball 1. Actually, a fastball at 87, but nonetheless down and out of the zone for ball 1. Corners playing even. Jack Wold and R.J. Yeager to cut down a run at home plate. On the back of the infield, Drew Swift and Wyatt Young playing up the middle for a double play. Niskern, the righty, sets with the high stirrup socks, the 1-0. Curveball on the inside corner at 69 miles an hour for a strike. And the count evens at a ball and 1 strike. Niskern this past spring at Pepperdine was really good. 4-5 record, a 2.42 ERA and 44 2/3. He struck out 37 and walked 19. Again, sets his hands right at the chest level as he sets. 1-1. Fastball, check swing, and it'll be called a foul ball off the knob of the bat of Jamal O'Gwyn. Niskern catches a break right there with that pitch riding up and inside. And the count will go 1-2.
No argument from O'Gwyn. That clearly hit just the knob of the bat. He's frustrated that it came that far inside and he couldn't lay off.
So behind 1-2, he digs back in. This would be a huge first down if Niskern can get him here. As he peers in at Adam Kerner, gets the sign. He sets 1-2 on the way. Off speed, misses outside for a ball. It's 2-2.
Strikeout here would be massive because then the double plays in order to get out of the inning. Strikeout or a pop out to the infield is what Niskern's really hoping to employ here.
2 balls, 2 strikes, no one out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Red Sox and Anglers all knotted up at 1. Niskern fires the 2-2, swinging a grounder to the left of Drew Swift at shortstop. He'll go towards third to Yeager. The throw is in time for out number 1. But on the play, coming home to score is Vinny Bologna from third base. The Anglers break the tie here in the 5th inning, and it's 2-1 Chatham.
You know, that's a great play by Drew Swift. The run does score, but given what he got, Swift made the right play. Ball hit deep in the hole to his right, showed great range getting there. Then an acrobatic field and throw in one motion. Good job by Yeager to find the third base bag and make the stretch like a first baseman for the first out. Get one of the 2 lead runners. Now you're a double play from getting out of this with only 1 run.
So now runners on at first and second as Niskern fires a first pitch curveball, misses outside for a ball. But that was really the only play Drew Swift had going to his right towards third base. And if he would have tried to go back towards second or towards first, his momentum would have been going the other way. Instead, goes to get the force at third base and able to get it out and still sets up the double play. Here's the 1-0. Fastball, check swing, goes around. Called a strike by Joe Peters behind the plate, and it evens up the count at 1-1.
And you're taught as an infielder on a play like that, really, you just want to knock it down. Don't let it get to the outfield. Cut your losses. Only let 1 run score, much less even getting it out there. Drew Swift really did a good job to find the way to get 1 man.
A turn and a look at second base. Niskern able to get Caden Polkovich at second base to get back to the bag. So it's Polkovich on second and O'Gwyn at first base. The Anglers have taken the lead. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, it's 2-1. The set and the 1-1. Off speed will miss low, down and inside. And the count's 2-1.
His fastball command has struggled tonight. He's trying to go to this slower curveball. I think that was almost a slider or a cutter, even the harder off speed from Niskern, because it had a little bit of cut action to it. But the slower curveball has been his best pitch, I'd say.
Behind 2-1, here's the pitch. There's an off-speed pitch at 71, down and in the dirt. It misses for ball 3, 3-1 the count.
But again, these widey pitchers falling behind batters, now they are really at the mercy of these hitters. They have to come to them, which is why Chatham's been able to be successful tonight.
2 runs on 5 hits for the Anglers. They've collected 2 of those hits here in the 5th inning. Ramirez steps back in. He's ahead 3-1. Niskern sets and the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a foul out of play on the third base side. And the count will now run full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 West Coast boys battling right here. Niskern at school in Pepperdine out of Lighthouse Point, Florida. But 2 West Coast schools facing off here, Pepperdine and USC. Ramirez back in from the left side. The count full at 3-2. Runners take their lead off of first and second. Here's the full count offering. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Niskern goes back to the off-speed pitch, gets Ramirez to chase down and in for strike 3. That's strikeout number 1 for Trevor Niskern here in the 5th inning. A big second out for YD, and it'll bring up Paxton Wallace with 2 outs and try and keep this inning rolling for Chatham.
That's gutsy to go back to the curveball in a 3-ball count, but he's able to get Ramirez swinging. That's definitely his best pitch, the curveball, at least tonight.
So Paxton Wallace digs in. First pitch, off speed, goes right back to it. It misses outside. Wallace able to hold up for ball 1.
And if I'm Chatham right now, he's not really throwing that curveball for a strike. I'm sitting fastball in the zone until he shows the ability to throw the hook for a strike, because the way he's gotten outs is getting them to chase that breaking ball down low.
Wallace, as Niskern turns a quick throw over to second base. Back in plenty of time is Polkovich. Wyatt Young there behind the second base bag to snag it and keep it from going into center field. But Paxton Wallace responsible for the only home run of the season for Chatham. He did it last night in the 5-0 win against Harwich, right here at Veterans Field. Here's the 1-0. Curveball misses inside. It backs Wallace off the plate, and it's 2-0. So right back to a hitter's count here for Chatham as they look to put an exclamation point and a crooked number here on the scoreboard in the 5th inning.
It's really what they've done all night. Get ahead in these counts. They have the upper hand.
Niskern sets at the chest again, the 2-0. Fastball fouled straight back towards the parking lot. And the count will go to 2-1.
But I like the approach there from Wallace. Got a fastball up in the zone and took a big hack at it. I'm sitting fastball. Niskern still really hasn't thrown that curveball for a strike. He's been getting those chases.
Niskern stares in at Kerner and gets his sign. The righty peeks back at second. One, now 2 times, delivers the 2-1. Swinging a grounder towards third base. Yeager fields, throws to Wyatt Young at second base. It gets past him. A run will come home to score. That's Polkovich as the ball squeaks into right field. The Anglers able to take advantage of a YD mistake here in the 5th inning as they score their 3rd run of the ball game. It's 3-1 Chatham.
From Oklahoma West,
Yeager had the play in front of him. He went the short way to second base, but threw it just to the right of Wyatt Young at second base, who had to stretch off that second base bag, unable to make the catch. And it's going to be an E5 on R.J. Yeager that brings across the 3rd run of the game for Chatham. It's 3-1 Anglers.
And that's a play with Yeager. The throw really has to be on the money to Young because Young is running right at you as he gets to the base. Hard for him to stretch.
So an extra out given by the Red Sox, and Niskern fires ball 1.
That's a play Young would tell you he probably has to stop that ball. It's not an easy play for the second baseman on the throw low down to the right, but Young would tell you he probably has to keep that in front. Next time, Yeager might just take the throw to first where Jack Bold's already set up.
Here's the 1-0, a cut and a miss by Drenis Ozuna at the plate, and it's 1-1. Ozuna, the center fielder for Chatham today, is 1 for 2. He singled back in the 4th to lead off the 4th inning. We'll see. One of these 3 Chatham runs, it appears, are earned. The other 2 have not been, as the 1-1 misses outside. Now 2 balls and a strike to count here on Ozuna. So some sloppy defense from the Red Sox across parts of this game.
It's been a relatively, 2 of the runs for Chatham are unearned. Whitey's run is unearned. It's been a lot of good pitching, but unearned game.
2-1, swing and a foul straight back into the netting behind home plate, and it's even at 2-2. Anglers got 1 in the 3rd inning, and now 2 here in the 5th. The Red Sox scored in the top half of the 1st, but have been held silent since then. And is still yet to record a hit in this ballgame. Niskern a strike away from getting out of this 5th inning. This team trailing 3-1. First Saturday night ball game of the 2019 Cape League season here between Chatham and YD. Here's the 2-2. Off speed, outside. Actually looked like that was a fastball at 86 that missed away. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Ozuna, and you got to think another walk here would be backbreaking here for the Red Sox. Multiple chances to get out of this inning. They've not taken advantage of it. Runners their leads off of 1st and 3rd. Off of 3rd is O'Quinn. Off of 1st is Paxton Wallace. 3-2. Swing and a chopper, foul down the 3rd base side. And the count will stay full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Runner going to be moving from first, so the infield has to know their only play is to first base here. Now it'll be interesting to see. We've seen in 3-2 counts Niskern go to the curveball. That was a curveball there on the last pitch to Ozuna. We'll see if he can continue to throw that pitch for a strike or if he tries the fastball.
This will be the 48th pitch of the outing for Trevor Niskern. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a foul out of play. And the count will stay full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Only in his 2nd inning of work, YD's pitchers have all really thrown a lot of pitches tonight. Mostly Niskern and Moore. Steele only faced 1 man, but just like we've mentioned, down in counts, falling behind batters, you have to fight your way back from there.
And these Chatham hitters have done an excellent job of not chasing. Here's the 3-2. Curveball fouled again at the plate. Drenis Ozuna putting up quite a fight here against Trevor Nisker.
That was the MO for Chatham coming in. 26 walks to lead the Cape League. That's why this offense has been successful. They've hit the ball well, but that on-base percentage of .361, second in the league, is why they're scoring runs.
3-2, swing and another foul out of play. That one down the first base side, tucked into the trees, into the play field, out beyond that right field foul fence. Right past that Whitey bullpen up into the trees. Runner still off the corners. Pitch number 51 of the night on the way from Trevor Nisker. And here's the 3-2. Runner goes from first. It misses high for ball 4. A 2-out walk from Trevor Niskern, the 8th. That will be now the 8th angler to come to the plate here in the 5th inning. As these Red Sox pitchers have really been laboring through the 5 innings. Pick is out of that first base dugout, and that might be it for Trevor Niskern, who got a ground ball that probably should have been out number 3 here in the 5th, and instead was an E5. And the Red Sox still here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They trail 3-1, and the bases, again, loaded for the Anglers. A new arm coming in from the bullpen for YD. We'll have the name and the information on the other side of this break on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It'll be the newest Whitey Red Sox, Cole Pleca, in for his first appearance of the summer as he inherits a bases-loaded 2-out jam here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And he'll get to face Keaton Rice, the backstop for Chatham today. He's 1 for 2. Pleca out of the University of Dayton, tall right-hander, standing at 6'8", 230 pounds. Winds and fires home the first pitch. Fastball misses high for ball 1. Red Sox pitchers have struggled with control all day long. As the new arm here, Pleca, falls behind 1-0. He's got a 4.79 ERA in 56 1/3 innings. 1-0, misses again. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Different pitcher, same story so far for Pletka. The key here is just to be in the strike zone with this guy. Make them get the big hits off of you instead of giving them runs off of errors and walks like Whitey has so far today.
Pletka kicks the leg, the 2-0. Misses inside for ball 3. So fresh out of the Whitey bullpen and 3 straight balls for Cole Pletka. He spent 2 seasons at Alvin Community College in Texas before going to Dayton. Or as I mentioned this past spring, a 4.79 ERA. Here's the 3-0. Fastball, that catches the outer edge at 89 for a strike, and it's 3-1. was much better over his final about 32 innings of the season, where he just allowed 9 earned runs. You calculate that out, that's a 2.5 ERA. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a fly ball, foul, out of play on the left field side. After falling behind 3-0, Pletka now made the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. He struck out 81 batters in 56 and a third innings at Dayton this year. Walked just 29. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Rice digs back in. The tall righty Pletka winds. The 3-2. Swinging a liner out into right field. Coming in is Nanny. He dives, can't make the catch or gets past him. 1 run comes home to score. 2 runs comes home to score. Here comes the 3rd. Bases clearing triple. Keaton Rice, 3 more runs come across to score for the Anglers. It's now 6-1 Chatham here in the 5th inning. Nanny came charging in on that one. In right field, dove out, tried to make a catch to get the Red Sox out of this 5th inning, but instead it drops right under his glove, skips past him, goes all the way to the warning track. And the Anglers put up 3 more here in the 5th. It is 6-1 Red Sox. Pletka now going to have to deal with Jorge Arenas, the 3rd baseman. First pitch, curveball, over for a strike.
But it's all those walks in the air that lead up to that big hit coming in this inning from Rice. I mean, the runners that just scored reached on a fielder's choice and errant a walk. And that's what hurts you more than the big hit.
The 0-1 goes back to the curveball, misses outside. It's 1-1. Nanny not happy out there in right field. Letting that ball get past him, just try to make a play and get his team out of the inning, which has had chances to get themselves out of it, but are unable to capitalize. 1-1, fastball, swing and a miss at the top of the strike zone, and it's 1-2.
We've seen this Whitey offense score in bunches, so you think this game probably isn't over yet, but this Chatham pitching staff has answered that today without giving up a hit through 5 innings. We'll see if there are any substitutions in order from Pick coming up in the top half of the inning to try to get something going on offense.
Arenas, the leadoff of Arenas at the plate, awaiting the 1-2. He swings and misses for strike 3. So Pletka able to get the strikeout on the 9th Chatham Angler to come to the plate in the 5th inning as they plate 5 runs and extend their lead to 6-1 as we head to the 6th inning here in Chatham, Massachusetts. You're listening to Whitey Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. A rough bottom half of the 5th inning for the Red Sox as they allow 5 runs to come across and have the Anglers extend their lead to 6-1 as we head to the top of the 6th inning here in Chatham, Massachusetts. On the other side of the frame here in the top half of the 6th inning, Chatham pitchers have only faced 3 over the minimum against this Red Sox lineup. Here in the top of the 6th, it'll be the top of the Whitey order. Wyatt Young will step in. He watches ball 1 for Mason Hazelwood. Miss outside for ball 1. Young out of Pepperdine. He scored the only run here today for Whitey as he reached on an error to lead off the ball game. 1-0 misses outside for ball 2, 2-0. The 3 Whitey base runners have come on a pair of walks and that error back in the 1st inning. It's been a quiet night for a Red Sox offense that had put up 18 runs over its last 2. Out of the line, Hazelwood fires the 2-0. Fastball misses, maybe a bit high for ball 3. It's 3-0. Now, almost the opposite of YD pitchers. Chatham pitchers have been working ahead quite often here tonight. 3-0 on the way. It's high for ball 4. 4 pitches and a leadoff base runner. For the Red Sox, a good start to chip away at this 5-run deficit here in the 6th inning. And the middle of the lineup coming up for the Red Sox, it's the 2-man R.J. Yeager.
Well, if you came here for a quick ball game, the Chatham pitchers have held up their end of the bargain. They've worked ahead of hitters, created a lot of soft contact, and that's why they have a no-hitter going into the 6th here.
So here's Yeager. Awaits the first pitch from the lefty Hazelwood. It catches the strike zone at the knees for strike 1. Yeager, a sophomore out of Mercer. Not his first taste of Cape Cod League ball. Appeared in 2 games with the Falmouth Commodores last summer. Was 1 for 5 with 3 strikeouts before getting released. 0-1, swing and a miss. Chases a fastball up and out of the strike zone, and he quickly falls behind 0-2. He was a freshman All-American in 2017, slumped more this season. He hit just .250. Hazelwood peaks at first, 0-2. Swing and a foul straight back by Yeager, and the count's 0-2. His SoCon Freshman of the Year, all SoCon freshman team back in 2018. Was a collegiate baseball freshman All-American, a National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association freshman All-American, as well as perfect game. 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. He chases after a fastball up in the strike zone and is set down on strikes for the first time today. First strikeout for Mason Hazelwood here tonight as he's through an inning and a third for Tom Holliday. So here's Austin Wells. He reached on a walk back in the 4th inning. Also drove in the only run of the ball game for YD. RBI ground out in the first. First pitch to him. Off speed on the inside corner for strike 1. We saw Wells really starting to heat up Wednesday at BC High. He had 3 or 4 balls that were just absolutely touched as the 0-1 off speed on the outside edge for strike 2. His farthest hit ball of the night wasn't even ruled a fair ball. He hit a ball 400-plus feet foul down the right field line that many believe to be fair for a home run, but the umpires there at BC High ruled it to be a foul ball. He's behind, though, 0-2. Pac-12 Freshman of the Year awaits the pitch. Fastball misses just off the plate. And the count goes to 1-2.
Arguably his best attribute at the plate is an advanced eye for the strike zone. That pitch barely off the edge. And the pitch before, he had a long look back at Joe Peters thinking it was ball 2.
Hazelwood sets. The lefty deals the 1-2. Swing and a grounder. Left side of the infield and through into left field for a base hit. First base hit of the ball game for YD comes here in the 6th inning. Austin Wells just pokes it. A seeing eye single through the 5.5 hole between Jorge Arenas and Ben Ramirez on that left side. And the Red Sox are in business. 2 on, 1 out here in the 5th inning for the cleanup hitter, Jack Wold.
That causes the dugout to erupt. Funny how that works sometimes. Getting no hit or you're getting really shut down and you get one ball that just squeaks its way through the infield, and that could be the difference in potentially getting your dugout, getting your offense rolling. YD wants to use that for a little momentum with a guy who, since that first night, has slumped a little bit at the plate in Jack Wold, but a lot of power at the plate as well.
A lot of pop in that bat. 1 of 2. He's responsible for 1 of 2 home runs for the Red Sox this season. Him and Andrew Eister, 1 apiece. The lefty waits the pitch from the lefty Hazelwood. It misses inside for ball 1. Wold, his second at-bat of a Red Sox on opening day, walloped a no-doubt shot in Katuitt out to right field. That's the only loss of the season for YD, a 4-3 to the Katuitt Cavaliers, who have gotten off to a red-hot start this summer. 1-0, misses outside for ball 2, 2-0 the count. The Cavaliers 3-1 atop the Western Division, and then entering play today, a league-leading 28 runs in 4 games. as they're now up. They're up 7-5 over Harwich, or they beat Harwich 7-5. Final there from Lowell Park as the 2-0 is cut and missed from Wold, and the count's 2-1. So we'll take a look around the other Cape League scores here in a second. 2-1 the count on Jack Wold. 2 runners on for the Red Sox. Hazelwood sets the lefty on the bump. Young off of first. Wells off of first, as the 2-1 misses outside a fastball, and it's 3-1. Wareham took the hammer to Hyannis at McKeon Park, 12-5. That one an afternoon game. First ball game of the day as the 3-1 is roped into right field for a base hit. Young getting the wave on from third. Up is it Bologna in right field. The throw in is cut off by the first baseman O'Gwynn, and the Red Sox are back in it. A 1-out RBI single from Jack Wold out of the cleanup spot has made the score 6-2 here at Veterans Field.
Sometimes, like we said, that one base hit can just get the offense going. That one barreled into right from Wold. Wells didn't get a great jump at first, but Young read it well off the bat at second. Got a great read and took off, scoring easily. So Wells only able to move up 90 feet, but all of a sudden back-to-back hits and still only one down.
So Wells at second, Wold at first. 6-2 Chatham lead now here in the top of the sixth. First pitch to Dalen Nanny, the right fielder. And it will miss for ball one. That one at 90 miles an hour from the left arm of Mason Hazelwood. Man, if Nanny could get into one right here, make up for that missed diving catch back in the bottom half of the fifth. 1-0. That misses outside for ball two. 2-0 the count on Nanny, and he's got a hitter's count in his favor.
Back-to-back times, Hazelwood has fallen behind men, and sure enough, that's going to warrant a visit now out on the mound for Chatham. And it's like we said with YD pitchers, you fall behind, that opens the door for the offensive players to take bigger hacks, to really be narrowing in on one pitch. All of a sudden unlocks everything for them. This inning, it's been the other way around. Hazelwood falling behind Nanny and earlier Wold, and he's been able to take advantage.
So with this break in action, we can take another look at the Cape League scoreboard. As I mentioned, Wareham topping Hyannis. 12-5 at McKeon Park. The Harborhawks still winless on this 2019 season. The Katuitt Kettleers, as we mentioned, a 7-5 victory over Harwich at Lowell Park. They pick up their fourth win of the season. 2-0 to Nanny. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 the count on the Western Carolina product. Bourne finally got out of that offensive drought they were having to start the season and whacked Falmouth 10-2 at Gov Fuller Field down in Falmouth. 2-1. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. The count's 2-2. When the Red Sox were scheduled to play the Braves yesterday, the Braves had only scratched across one run in their first 18 innings of play. But put up 10 here today. 2 games currently going on, this being one of them. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hazelwood comes back down from 2-0 to strike out Dalen Nanny swinging. His second strikeout of the 6th inning. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. It looks like it's going to be Andrew Eister.
Yep.
The South Carolina Gamecock will bat for Sam Hall. So Eister, one of the hottest hitters in this Red Sox lineup before getting pulled from the game after just 2 at-bats on Wednesday. He'll bat here with 2 on and 2 out here in the 6th inning.
Not a better chance for YD so far tonight. Go ahead and use one of your big weapons off the bench.
So Eister digs in. The righty-lefty advantage for him. First pitch, swing and a miss from Eister, and it's 0-1. Eister, entering that game on Wednesday, was 5 for 6 with a double and a home run. He started the game 1 for 2, added his second double of the season, batting out of the 2-hole. 0-1, swing and a miss again from Eister, and it's quickly 0-2. But off to a 6 for 8 start to the season before getting pulled. And now going to get a chance to hit here. He's behind in the count, 0-2. Hazelwood a strike away from getting out of trouble here in the 6th inning. He sets, peeks back at Wills at second base. Here's the 0-2. Off speed, misses high and away for a ball. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Neister swings really hard on every pitch, but we've seen him with good power to right. Now with 2 strikes, his approach has to be just extend the inning. I'm thinking line drive back up the middle to right field, and his power will take care of the rest.
He had 10 home runs this spring at South Carolina. 1-2, strike 3 called on the inside corner. Off speed at 77 miles an hour, right on the inside. Black retires Andrew Eister for out number 3 here in the 6th inning, and the 3rd strikeout of the night for Mason Hazelwood. Red Sox only able to get 1 and leave 2 stranded on the base paths as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Here from Veterans Field in Chatham, it's the Anglers 6, the Red Sox 2, here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
College, number 50, Vinny Bologna.
After batting around in the 5th, the Anglers right back to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be 9-1-2. Set to come to the plate for Tom Holliday's ball club as they lead the Red Sox 6-2. That 5 spot in the 5th inning really back-breaking for YD. Only able to get 1 back across the top half of the 6th inning. Now here in the bottom half, Cole Pletka back out on the bump for YD. Now out of the windup for the first time. Fires home a first pitch. Off speed, misses away for ball 1. Pletka came in all sorts of trouble back in the 5th inning. Served up that 3-run triple off the bat of Keaton Rice. 1-0. It misses outside again, and the count's 2-0. So right back here in the 6th inning, and again, Whitey pitchers falling behind to these Chatham hitters. It's been the story all night. 2-0. Fastball misses inside. And the count goes to 3 balls and no strikes. Not a great first 3 pitches here for Cole Pletka.
He's gassing it up from the windup here a little bit.
3-0 pitch. Fastball misses for ball 4. So not what you want to see to start the inning. A lead-off walk.
Now batting for Chatham.
For
The
Chatham,
baseman
the
from West
4th
Virginia
consecutive
University,
inning, the
number
leadoff
47,
man has reached for the
Tyler
Anglers.
Dones.
So now Tyler Dones will step to the plate in his 4th plate appearance of the ballgame. He's 1 for 2, a walk, scored a run on an error, and singled back in the 5th inning. The tall 6'8" righty Pletka now right back in the stretch with the runner Bologna off of first base as Dones watches a first pitch ball miss outside. So 5 pitches and 5 balls for Cole Pletka here in the 6th inning. Bologna, a medium-sized leadoff of first, the 1-0. Fastball, there's the strike, right down Main Street. And the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 4th different pitcher used by Scott Pickler so far here today. It was Ryan Moore who started, followed by David Steele and Trevor Nisker. We're only here in the 6th inning. It's the 1-1. Off speed, misses outside. It's 2-1. For whatever reason, the Red Sox just unable to consistently find the strike zone tonight. (6-2) the score here in the bottom of the 6th. 2-1. Fastball on the inside corner, and that evens up the count at 2-2. The only other game going on right now in the Cape at Eldridge Park, Brewster Whitecaps leading the Orleans Firebirds 2-1. Brewster looking for its first win of the 2019 summer. Pletka sets 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Pletka gets Dones to chase up and out of the strike zone with an 87-mile-an-hour fastball. That's the first out here in the 6th inning. And that'll bring up the 2-man Caden Polkovich for his fourth plate appearance of the ballgame. He's yet to record a hit. He's popped out twice to third, and he's walked. Taps his bat on home plate twice as he digs into the lefty box. Bologna off of first as the first pitch is rocketed out towards right field. Nanny over to his right. He's there in the gap to make the catch. Bologna went halfway. He puts on the brakes and will scamper back to the first base bag. Good range on an absolute frozen rope to right field by Caden Polkovich as Nanny able to run it down in the gap and stab it for out number 2.
Great range, but an even better jump from Nanny into the right center gap. That ball was just smoked off the bat of Polkovich. My initial reaction, oh boy, that could get to the wall. That could score Bologna all the way from first. But Nanny, a great jump, a great read, and then the range to run it down, and a little bit of a leap at the end to reel it in.
So now 2 down. Here is the three-man Jamal O'Gwen. He watches a first pitch fastball at 90 go over the plate for strike 1. The wind's still gusting here at Veterans out towards right field, as it has most of tonight. Although with completely dark skies here on the Cape. Runner goes from first, pitches high for a ball. Throw down to second base, not in time. Stolen base for Vinny Bologna as he's able to move himself into scoring position here in the 6th inning. And the Anglers with some 2 out. Traffic on the base paths. And a chance for Jamal O'Gwen to pick up his second RBI of the ballgame. O'Gwen entered today 6 for 13. He's yet to record a hit so far in tonight's ballgame. The count even at 1-1. The righty out of Dayton, Pletka, winds and fires the 1-1. And off speed at 74, over for a strike, and the count goes to 1-2. So Pletka a strike away from dodging around the leadoff walk here in the 6th inning. His team trails 6-2. He'd like to keep it that way. 6-8 righty sets at the bell. Here's the 1-2. Fastball misses high at 87. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crowd has lost a few here in Chatham, but still a pretty full crowd here in the first week of the Cape League season. Chatham routinely pulls in more fans than almost any park here in the Cape. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a fly ball out to Nanny in right field. He'll have to chase it back towards the warning track, right in front of the warning track. He's there to make the catch for out number 3. The leadoff walk is stranded at second base as we'll head to the 7th inning here at Veterans Field. 6-2 Anglers over Red Sox here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 7th inning here from
The left
Veterans
fielder,
Field.
number 28,
6-2.
Jake Palmer,
Anglers
center fielder,
lead
Palmer.
over Red Sox. It'll be the bottom third of the order set to come to the plate. Jake Palmer, Drew Swift, and Adam Kerner. It'll be Jake Palmer to lead it off. Left-handed hitter out of UC Irvine. Awaits the first pitch from Mason Hazelwood. Chops at the first pitch and dribbles it foul up the first base side for strike one. Palmer in his second game with YD, his first start. Teammates with former YD Red Sox Christian Koss and Trenton Denholm. So we might see Denholm this summer. 0-1. Actually catches the inside corner at 73, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Left-handed hitter. Not an imposing figure there. As we mentioned in his previous at-bat, not a whole lot of power in that bat. 0-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Palmer set down on 3 pitches. Fourth strikeout of the night for Mason Hazelwood. All of them
Pitch hitter
have
for Yarmouth Dennis.
4 strikeouts for him, working here in his third inning.
Riley Tarota.
So here's Riley Tarata. He'll bat in the spot of Drew
now
Swift.
pitch hitting for Yarmouth Dennis.
Tarata out of Dayton will come off the bench for Scott Pickler here tonight. He's been in the starting lineup all 3 games prior to tonight. But he'll step in for Drew Swift to end of the day 0-for-1 with a walk. Tarata bats from the right side to face the lefty Hazelwood. The first pitch, swing, and it's fouled out of play on the first base side, 0-1.
We wondered what moves Pick might make on the offensive side of things. We saw Andrew Eister pinch hit for Sam Hall last half inning, and now Tarata in there for Swift, trying to punch the right buttons here.
0-1, swing and a miss. Goes chasing after a high fastball. Did Tarata, and the count is 0-2. Tarata off to a slow start this summer, just 1 for 11. A walk and 3 strikeouts for him. He does have that only hit, though, an extra base hit, a double, as the 0-2 is waved at and missed for strike 3. So Hazelwood cruising here in the 7th inning, his 5th strikeout in 3 innings of work. He set down the first 2 Whitey hitters here in the 7th on strikes. And now we're going to have Jake Suttleson come to hit instead of Adam Kerner
Jake Suttleson
here in the 9-hole.
And it's 4 straight dating back to last half inning that he set down with a strikeout when YD was really threatening. It's been just tic-tac-toe for him this inning out on the mound, everything working.
So Suttleson will step to the plate, looking to start a 2-out rally. He'll cut through a first pitch at 89 for strike 1. It's 0-1. Suttleson had a good day in Wareham, or not in Wareham, pardon, at BC High.
Essentially in Wareham.
Against Wareham. Went 1 for 2, scored 3 runs as the 0-1. Fastball on the inside corner for a strike, 0-2. That double he had, an absolute moonshot. That would have been a home run at probably any Cape League ballpark he played in. Fenway dimensions at BC High. He hit it all the way out in the left center field corner where that green monster would be about 3/4 the way up. The 0-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. 3 strikeouts in the 7th inning for Mason Hazelwood as he's in absolute cruise control.
All
as
right,
we're stretching
everyone,
here at
inning
Veterans
stretch
Field,
time. It's
6-2.
time to get up
Anglers lead over the Red
and
Sox
stretch.
here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Bottom of the 7th, back at Veterans Field. YD trails 6-2 here to Chatham. It's 4-5-6 for Chatham due up here against Colpletka in the bottom of the 7th for the Anglers. First pitch to the left-handed, hitting Ramirez, misses up and away for ball 1. All sorts of defensive changes for YD in this bottom of the 7th behind Pletka. Now catching Pletka is Eric Bijani. He's in for Adam Kerner. The 1-0 misses around the eyeballs to Ramirez. 2 balls and no strikes. In the outfield now, Andrew Eister entered last half inning. Jake Palmer moves from left field over to center, replacing Sam Hall. Right side of the infield remains the same. Nanny out in right, Young at second, Wold at first. A 2-0 breaking ball off the plate inside to Ramirez, and it's 3-0 from Pletka. RJ Yeager shifts over from third base to shortstop as Drew Swift exits the ball game after pinch hitting was Riley Terada in the top of the 7th. The 3-0. Fastball at the knees for a called strike. Scott Pickler going to the bench here late in this one, trying for some late inning magic as his team trails 6-2 in the 7th. The 3-1 is lined foul and out of play. Full count, nobody down. Bottom of the 7th here at Veterans. Pletka, a 6'8" right-hander from Dayton. Imposing presence on the mound. Brings the 3-2. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Ramirez goes down with a strikeout to begin the 7th. Since Pletka's entered, he's struck out 3. He's now sat down 4 Anglers out on the mound.
And outside of that leadoff walk he had in the 6th inning, it's been pretty straightforward going right after these Anglers.
Has been very successful, seemingly out of the windup. First pitch to Paxton Wallace and causes a check swing, but it's just a called strike from Joe Peters on a breaking ball, 0-1. He's an interesting motion, TJ, out of the windup where he starts standing up at full 6'8", and then before he starts, he squats down a little bit. The 0-1, breaking ball downstairs, a ball and a strike. So while he's 6'8", after he squats down, how tall do you think he is? Like 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah, shortens up a little bit, which is interesting because a lot of guys, when you're that tall on the mound, try and use your height to an advantage, have a higher arm slot.
The 1-1. Breaking ball, grounded softly fouled on the third base line. A ball and 2 strikes.
But then again, it's really just however you're comfortable.
Yeah, you wonder,
if he's more comfortable doing that, then all the credit to him.
Trying to be more athletic, perhaps, getting in an athletic crouch almost out on the mound.
Or more leg drive with you being more squat on the mound.
Using those legs, definitely a possibility. Here's the windup and the 1-2 to Wallace. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He went upstairs. Fastball around the eyes. Wallace goes down swinging. Second straight strikeout here in the bottom of the 7th from Pletka.
And that time just challenging him right at the letters. Gets the hitter and Paxton Wallace to chase right after it. And came up empty.
First pitch to Ozuna. Misses down and away for ball 1. 6-2 Chatham. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Veterans Field. Chatham looking to improve to an East Division best 4-1 tonight. They can hold on for this win. Pletka winds, the 1-0. Driven in the air, center field. Jake Palmer racing back for it, reaches up, it's over his head. That's going to get to the base of the wall deep in center. Rounding first and headed to second is Ozuna, and he'll get there standing up. A 2-out double over the head of Jake Palmer, fresh into center field with Eister in left. And it's a 2-out double off of Pletka from Ozuna.
Well, I thought Palmer got a pretty good jump on that one going off to his left. It just kept tailing away from him. Just not quite enough speed to get there. That ball was solidly struck as well right into the warning track and off the wall.
Wind kept pushing it farther and farther away from Palmer, deep to the wall in center field. That fence out there in center field is 385 feet away from home plate, and it one-hopped the wall. Now Keaton Rice with 2 down and a man in scoring position for Chatham. Fastball misses above the letters for ball 1 to Rice. Looking to extend their 6-2 lead. Rice has had a great day at the plate. He had the 3 RBI triple to open things up off of Pletka back in the 5th. It was Pletka's first batter of the game, the 1-0. A breaking ball right down the middle for a called strike from Pletka, 1-1. None of those runs charged to Pletka, however, all go to Trevor Niskern. 5-run 5th inning for Chatham. They lead at 6-2. Rice also singled back in the 2nd. He's 2 for 3. The 1-1. Breaking ball down low, blocked by Bijani. It'll stay close to him, holding the base runner Azuna at 2nd. Only one of the 6 runs today for Chatham is earned. Due to the error late in that inning from YD, nothing after that is an earned run. The 2-1. Called strike on the outer half to the left-handed hitting Rice. So that 3-run triple, all of those runs are unearned because it came following the error at third base from Yeager.
So that is 2 of 8 runs tonight that are earned.
Pitchers have created soft contact for the most part, just 9 total hits, but struggles from the defense. The 2-2 misses high, and it's full with 2 down. Chatham finally allowed an earned run in the top of the 6th, ending a streak of not scoreless, but without allowing an earned run of almost 30 innings for their staff. The 3-2. Breaking ball called strike 3. Pletka strikes out the side in the 7th as he freezes Keaton Rice looking on the bender. 1 hit, 1 left in the 7th for Chatham. They lead at 6-2 as we're headed to the 8th at Veterans Field on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 8th at Veterans Field. It's 6-2 Chatham over YD. Top of the lineup up now for the Red Sox. Wyatt Young, RJ Yeager, and Austin Wells due to bat here in the 8th against a new arm on the mound. The righty from Texas, Ty Madden, takes over for Chatham. First pitch, swing and a miss from Young to get us started. Young has scored both runs of the ball game for YD as they trail 6-2. Reached on an error and scored in the 1st, flew out in the 3rd, and walked and scored in the 6th. The 0-1 misses downstairs. A ball and a strike now to Young. 5 straight men have been set down via a strikeout for YD. The 1-1 lifted it high in the air, third base side. Over Arenas, he can't find it, and it falls harmlessly next to the Chatham dugout. Arenas ran over to the boundary, looked back up, and couldn't locate the baseball. And another life now for Young as that landed in a catchable area.
And Madden got the opening night start for Chatham in Hyannis. Went 3 innings, gave up 2 runs there. A hard thrower from the right side. That first pitch clocked at 93 miles an hour. The best velocity we've seen here tonight.
Here's the 1-2. Fouled back by Young, caught up with 94 that time at the letters. Madden a 3.40 ERA at Texas this year in 8 starts, 15 total appearances. Walked 24, struck out 37. Nobody down, 1-2 count to Young. Nobody on for the Red Sox. Here's the pitch. Fouled back again by Young. He takes some big hacks at the plate. We saw him hit a triple the other night at BC High against Wareham that was in, like you said, TJ, the Fenway Park dimensions, the deepest part of the park, 420 feet to deep right center field. Young told me it's probably the deepest ball he's ever hit. He'll take the 1-2 down low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And for the 5'7" man from Honolulu, that went all of 420 feet. And like you said, maybe the farthest baseball he's ever hit went for that triple.
Yeah, you hit it any other ballpark here on the Cape, that's a home run by quite a bit. But unfortunately, the dimension's not in his favor.
The 2-2, slow roller, third base side. Arrhenius charges, no play. Lets it roll softly, falls in the grass, and it's an infield single for Wyatt Young.
The third baseman, number 17, R.J. Yeager.
So Young improves to 1 for 3 today. Looking to score for the third time today for the Red Sox as he's on to begin the 8th. Nobody down, 6-2 Chatham leads. Now it's R.J. Yeager looking for his first hit with YD. First pitch fastball, misses down low to Yeager. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeager 0 for 3, a couple of ground outs and a strikeout. The 1-0. Off the plate inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Madden did get hit around a little bit in his first appearance. Like TJ said, his first start. Gave up 2 earned runs in 3 innings on a couple of hits. Long pause now on the mound from him, and he'll step off. Trying to keep Wyatt Young close over at first base. Got a pretty good sized lead. Sets again at the belt, brings the 2-0. Fastball pops the glove of Rice, but it misses high. 3 balls and no strikes to Yeager. Down 4. Do you think he gets the green light with the 3-0?
Well, absolutely. You got 4 runs to make up, just 6 outs to do so. We know Yeager has the power.
3-0, fastball off the plate inside, ball 4. First 2 men reach off Ty Madden for the Red Sox in the 8th. Something might be brewing now for YD with the middle of their order coming up in Austin Wells.
Well, the Red Sox have given Chatham many opportunities to score runs. They've eventually taken advantage of those. Red Sox, on the other hand, haven't got a whole lot of chances here tonight. But it's going to be up to them to take advantage of these opportunities, like one of your best hitters, Austin Wells, at the plate, 2 on.
First pitch to Wells misses away. 5 straight balls now from Madden. Wells, back in the 6th, ended what was at the time a no-hitter going for the Anglers, combining Colby Kubicek and Mason Hazelwood. Had no hit YD through 5. He was able to end it with a single in the 6th. That would eventually bring home Wyatt Young for the second run of the ballgame for YD.
It would be a great time here for Austin's first homer of the season. Ideal conditions, too. Wind is gusting out towards right field. Just 314 down that right field line here in Chatham, 357 to right center. So a favorable hitter's park here for right-hand hit or left-hand hitter's park.
Quick visit from pitching coach Dennis Cook. Now back out on the mound is Madden. He delivers the 1-0. It's a called strike on the outer edge. A ball and a strike now to Wells on the fastball. Young at second. Yeager at first. Nobody down. 6-2 lead for Chatham. The 1-1. Big cut and a miss from Wells, and he's now down in the count. A ball and 2 strikes. Jack Wold on deck for YD. Madden comes set. The 1-2. Misses high. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Wells. Wells, the freshman of the year in the Pac-12, hit over 350 this year for Arizona. Starting as a designated hitter tonight for YD. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Ty Madden with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer half. strikes out Austin Wells for the first out of the eighth.
Number 19, Jack Wold.
And that's just a guy buckling down and going after Wells after falling behind him. Wells just not able to catch up to the heat right there, right on the outside corner. And Wells maybe guessing a little bit too much, like inside fastball. Instead, it goes outside. Be a little later on that to make contact.
First pitch to Jack Wold, a broken bat, base hit to center. Barely gets over the head of Ben Ramirez. Holding at second initially was Young, so he only moves up to third base, but they're loaded with one down after Jack Wold picks up his second hit of the day for YD.
Well, Dalen Nanny had a chance with the bases loaded back in the sixth inning. Roddy was only able to scratch across one run. He's going to get another opportunity here. Well, pardon, was base loaded, I believe, 2 on, but still an opportunity here for him. He's a tying run at the plate.
Big swing and a foul back from Nanny. He was thinking along those same lines, TJ, eyeing up 314 down the right field line and that inviting hill over the right field wall. 0-1 count to Nanny. One down here in the top of the eighth. Chatham on top, 6-2 over YD. Bases are juiced. Madden, the 0-1. Swing and a miss from Nanny, and it's 0-2. Nanny will step out, restrap his batting gloves. Young on third, Yeager second, Jack Wold on first base. One down here in the eighth as YD's outs are numbered. Only 5 to play with. It's an 0-2 count to Nanny as he'll call time. Madden toes the rubber. He brings the 0-2. Nanny drives it in the air down the left field line, slicing. It's going to land foul near the Chatham bullpen, and we'll see another 0-2 pitch. The last 6 batters make it 7. The last 7 batters that have been retired have been via the strikeout for YD, dating all the way back to the first out of the 6th inning. Mason Hazelwood struck out the side in both the 6th and the 7th. And Ty Madden just struck out Austin Wells for the first of the 8th, the 0-2. Nanny lifts it in the air, shallow left center field, coming on Azuna. He'll make the catch, shallow left. Young was tagging up, but he'll stay put at third. Not nearly deep enough as Nanny got jammed, and there's 2 down now as Ty Madden is 1 batter away from escaping this dangerous situation.
Yeah, Nanny just getting that one off the end of the bat. So it died out there in left center field. Wind knocked it down just a little bit, too, and not nearly deep enough to get Wyatt Young home. And here's Andrew Eister, another opportunity for him as well, unable to capitalize back in the 6th inning as he struck out to end that frame.
That was Whitey's other best scenario to score, best chance to score today. They had runners on first and second. First pitch to Eister is a called strike at the knees, 92 on the radar gun from Madden. Runners on first and second, 1 out back in the 6th for YD when both Nanny and Eister struck out to end the frame. They're loaded now in the 8th for YD with 2 down, trailing 6-2. Here's the 0-1. Fouled back by Eister towards the parking lot, and he's down in the count 0-2. If you're Eister, what's the approach here?
At this point, down 0-2, you're just going to try and get something into the outfield. Find some grass. Let the next man do his thing if you can't get all of one.
The 0-2. Misses high, a ball and 2 strikes on the fastball.
And not try and overswing here. You realize even with 2 outs, this isn't, still the 8th inning. You've got some time. A guy like Eister, even with that, some of the best power on this YD team, you don't need to hit a home run here.
He was a pinch hitter in the 6th when he struck out looking, pinch hitting for Sam Hall. The leading hitter this past year for South Carolina. 1-2 count. Madden kicks and deals. Breaking ball just up high. Crossed barely above the letters of Eister. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The biggest at-bat of the ball game thus far. Madden comes set. Brings the 2-2. Fouled back by Eister. He is battling with 2 strikes.
Had to catch up to 93 right there. See, kind of leans back after that swing. Might have missed one right there. That looked like a Nice fastball right on the inner half, something he could have turned on.
Madden sets another 2-2. Breaking ball called strike three. Eister strikes out looking for the second time today. YD leaves them loaded in the eighth. None score. They had 2 hits in the frame. No Chatham errors. Still 6-2 Anglers on top through 7.5. We'll be back for the bottom of the eighth on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the eighth, 6-2. Chatham leads YD here at Veterans Field. Chatham looking to improve to an East Division leading 4-1. They can close out YD. Looking to add to their lead here in the bottom of the eighth. It's Arenas, Bologna, and Dones due up for the Anglers. Against a new arm for YD, it's Jacob Winger replacing Cole Pletka. First pitch for Winger is an off-speed called strike on the inner half to the right-handed hitting Arenas.
Saw Winger against Orleans on Tuesday. He was really good in his first appearance as a Red Sox. 3 scoreless innings, 4 strikeouts.
Fires the 0-1. It misses down low, a ball and a strike. Final line for Cole Pletka. He goes 2 1/3, 2 hits, but one of those hits was a 3-run triple. No runs charged to his name. He walked 1 and struck out 5. Winger with the 1-1. Off speed, down low, 2 balls and a strike, relying heavily on the off speed stuff early. Winger from the stretch, despite the bases being clear. Here's the 2-1. Line drive, shallow left field. Going back on it now is Nanny. It'll get all the way to the wall. Nanny has to chase it into the right field gap. Turning around, second is Arenas. No, he'll stop. Slams on the brakes. Thought he was going to try to stretch it to 3. Whitey's relay comes back in as Jack Wold was covering second base. Back with the dive was Arenas, and he has his second double of the day to lead things off for Chatham here in the 8th. Runner on second now for Chatham as there will be a pinch hitter for the Anglers, Anthony Villar. Hitting from the left side out of Miami, a sophomore. First pitch from Winger, misses high and tight for ball 1. Runner on second, nobody down for Chatham. They're on top 6-2 here in the 8th. Villar from Miami, Florida, just finished his freshman year, the 1-0. Cut and a miss, a ball and a strike. Started 61 games at 291 this year for the U. 5 long balls, so a great freshman season. One count. Winger takes a look to second to check on Arenas. To the plate. Down low, blocked by Bijani. Runner takes off. The throw, the tag, not in time. Bijani blocked it straight down, barehanded the ball, and made a strong throw to third to Terrata, but a great read by Arenas as he slides headfirst under the tag.
Well, yeah, it was a really able to keep the ball in front of him.
Not a whole lot
Bijani,
else
yeah.
Bijani could have done there. That's
Yeah,
just a
made
good
a
base
strong
running
throw,
play.
maybe a little high for Terrata trying to get that tag down. But that's about it.
With 2-1, swing and a miss from Villar, and it's 2-2, nobody out. Infield's about halfway up now for YD. The 2-2. Just off the plate away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Leading off third is Arenas. Winger to the plate. Ground ball left side. Over to knock it down Terrata. He'll check on third. Throw to first in time. A strong play. Riley Terrata flashing the leather at third. Took a step to his left. Went down on a side. Took a glance at the runner and unleashed a cannon to Wold at first to get Villar.
Yeah, that's a really nice play from Terrata. Going to his left on a slide. The IQ to get up, check on the runner at third, and still have the composure to make a nice, strong, accurate throw to Jack Wold at first base.
Top of the lineup now up for the Anglers. Tyler Dones. He's 1 for 3 with a walk and a run. First pitch off speed from Winger. Misses away. 1-0. Winger trying to keep this a 4-run deficit. 1 down now in the 8th. Chatham on top 6-2. From the stretch, the 1-0. Fastball on the inside portion of the plate to Dones for strike 1. Called strike by Joe Peters. Infield stays about halfway up. And the 1-1. Misses high and tight. Bijani throws behind the runner, but back safely is Arenas. Tried to catch him napping down there at third. We saw some great success by YD the first couple nights with pickoffs. Picking off runners at third. Adam Kerner did that opening night against Catuit. Pitchers had a couple pickoffs as well. 2-1 the count to Dones. The pitch misses down and away. Bijani smothers it. 3 balls and a strike. Long pause by Winger out on the mound now. Looks to third. Now the 3-1. Fouled back by Dones, and it's run full. Only game still going tonight in the Cape Cod League here in Chatham. Wareham beat Hyannis 12-5. Catuit topped Harwich 7-5. Catuit improves to 4-1. Chatham trying to match that tonight. Bourne finally broke out offensively with a 10-2 win over Falmouth. And Brewster squeaks out a 2-1 win over Orleans. It's Brewster's first win of the year. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Off speed. Gets Dones swinging.
Now batting for Chatham, the left fielder, number 40, Caden Polkovich.
2 down, now in the 8th. And after a leadoff double and a stolen base from Arenas, he's in danger of being stranded at third by Jacob Winger. Caden Polkovich at the plate. Hitless today. He walked and scored in the 5-run 5th. The first pitch. Check swing. Called strike anyway by Joe Peters. 0-1. It was that deciding 5-run 5th at the moment that has Chatham up 6-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. YD jumped out in front with an unearned run in the first. Here's the 0-1. Another called strike on the outer edge with off speed from Winger. Then an unearned run for Chatham themselves came in the third to even things at 1 before 5 runs, including a bases clearing 3 RBI triple from Keaton Rice. The 0-2, line to right, base hit, and that'll score another insurance run. Now a 5-run Chatham lead as Arenas crosses the plate and it's Caden Polkovich's first hit of the day.
The first
He
baseman
drives
for the
in
University
one,
of
and he's
Southern
now 1 for
California,
4.
number 2, Jamal O'Gwen.
Jamal O'Gwen now to the plate for Chatham. The power hitting first baseman from USC. Also hitless today, with his team leading 7-2. First pitch, he goes down low and fouls it back, golfed it back to the screen. O'Gwen walked in the first, struck out looking in the third, reached on a fielder's choice in the fifth, then flew out to right in the sixth. Batting here in the bottom of the eighth. Winger with the 0-1. Breaking ball, called strike 2, and he's ahead 0-2. Tell you what, he slowed things down, and he has some of these Chatham hitters a little off balance with some of the off speed. Runner on first, Polkovich with 2 down. The 0-2. High and away, a ball and 2 strikes. Infield really playing O'Gwen to pull. Deep in the hole at short is Yeager. The 1-2. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the frame for Winger, but Chatham adds an insurance run. They're on top 7-2 after a run on 2 hits in the 8th. To the 9th we go. Last at bats coming up for YD when we return here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Last at bats for YD here in the top of the 9th. Unless they can rally, Jake Palmer set to lead things off for YD. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He's facing Ty Madden for the first time. Following Palmer is Riley Terrata and then Jake Suttleson due up for YD. First pitch from Madden, taken high and away by Palmer. Actually, not Suttleson. Bajani is due up in that bottom of the 9th spot. He came in defensively after Suttleson was the pinch hitter. That was back in the 7th. The 1-0. Downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Mason Hazelwood struck out this trio back in the top of the 7th inning in order. The 2-0. Palmer taking all the way, takes a called strike and a fastball down the middle. Madden might have taken something off of it. 7-2 Chatham here in the top of the 9th. Madden from the windup brings the 2-1. Misses high. 3 balls and a strike to Palmer. Palmer grounded out in the 2nd, flew out to shortstop in the 5th, and as I said, struck out swinging in the 7th. The 3-1. Big cut and a miss from Palmer. I tell you what, he was really eyeing up that right field wall for a guy with only 1 home run in the regular season. Was looking to get things going here in the 9th.
That would have started emphatically, but still a long hill to climb for the Red Sox. You got 5 to tie, 6 to take the lead.
The 3-2. Fisted foul by Palmer. Just had to defend the inside part of the strike zone with it being a full count, 3-2.
And the entire Cape League, no matter what, gearing up for a doubleheader tomorrow. The Red Sox at home for 2 with the Catuit Kettleers.
Here's the 3-2. Palmer takes strike 3 called. Fastball at 90 on the inner part of the plate, and the first out of the ninth is a backwards K.
Riley Tirada.
One down, Riley Tirada up now for YD. He made a sparkling defensive play last half inning that at the moment saved a run. That run ended up scoring anyway for the third baseman Jorge Arenas. First pitch to Tirada, a called strike, 0-1.
Well, these Whitey hitters, since the start of the 6th inning, have now struck out 9 times. 9 times and now 13 outs since that point.
The 0-1. Tirada takes down low. 1-1.
Pardon, 9 times out of 10 outs in that time. These Chatham pitchers have really been able to find the strike zone.
Swing and a miss on the 1-1 from Tirada, and he's down 1-2. The only non-strikeout came with the bases loaded. Shallow, soft flyout from Dalen Nanny with 1 down, last inning in the 8th when Whitey eventually left them loaded. Couple missed opportunities late for Whitey. They left 2 on base to end the 6th and left 3 on base in the 8th. The 1-2 for Madden. Soft ground ball left side. Ramirez charges. It's under his glove for an error. Tirada running through the bag. Might have had a chance to stretch it to second, but it's the second error of the day from Chatham. Allows Riley Tirada to reach with 1 out.
And I think that by my count,
Your
the
attention.
third
Now
broken
pitch
bat
hitting
of the
for
ball
York
game
Dennis, number 30,
for
Jeffrey
YD.
Costello.
But yeah, you'll take a base runner any way you can get it here in the 9th inning, trailing by 5 runs, just 2 outs left. And now here's Jeff Costello fresh off the bench.
He's in for Eric Bajani. First pitch to Costello. Misses below the knees, ball 1 and a fastball from Madden. Top of the lineup is looming for YD. They've had some success there today, if any. The 1-0. Called strike on a fastball, 1-1. Wyatt Young has scored both YD runs today. He's on deck. 1 for 3 for him. Madden, the 1-1. Fastball low, 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. Foul tip from Costello. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Costello, the outfielder from Northeastern, had a pinch hit triple in his first at-bat for YD back against Catuit on opening night. Tirada leads from first, 1 down. The 2-2. Line drive, base hit left field. Down the line, Polkovich over to cut it off. Tirada will chop his legs and stop just after rounding second. It's a 1-out single for Jeff Costello. And there's runners on first and second with 1 down.
Well, he just does a good job of turning on a pitch on the inner half. A solid line drive over the third baseman, Jorge Arenas. And the Red Sox are, well, some more traffic on the bases. They're in business for the top of the lineup for a guy, Wyatt Young, who's been on base 3 times today.
Madden still from the stretch. First pitch to Young, fouled back. 0-1 count to Young. Red Sox have really struggled with runners on base today. Haven't got those big hits that they got the last couple times out against Orleans and Wareham. 0-1 count to Young. Madden delivers. Young takes down low. It was a fastball in the dirt. Rice had to flip his glove over and just was barely able to stop the ball. 1-1. Chatham on top, 7-2 here in the top of the 9th. Whitey trying to threaten. Ty Madden on to close it out. The 1-1. Called strike on the outer edge. Fastball just caught the outside corner to the lefty Young. Handful of fans have stuck around here for the final few outs. One down in the ninth. Madden brings the 1-2. Just off the plate inside, twisted Young up in knots as he was able to hold his swing and somehow keep his balance as his legs became crossed. 2-2 now to Young, a freshman from Pepperdine, the leading hitter for Pepperdine this past season. The 2-2. Another broken bat, slow roller left side. Ramirez charges, flips to second, safe. Everybody's safe. Great hustle from Jeff Costello to beat the slow roller and the flip to second. Ramirez fed Dones, who stretched like a first baseman, but Costello with the feet first slide beats it out, and they're loaded.
Shout out to Jeff Costello there. Hard 90 from first to second. A foot first slide into the second base bag for what looked like could have possibly been an inning-ending double play, and a game-ending double play, that is. Instead, bases loaded, just one out. Here's a chance for R.J. Yeager to make a statement.
He'll lift it in the air. Shallow right field. Going back, O'Gwyn. Down the first baseline. The wind pushes it foul. It fell in that Bermuda's Triangle between Dones, O'Gwyn, and Bologna. But just a few feet foul, and it's 0-1 to Yeager. One down in the top of the ninth. Whitey has the bases loaded for the second straight inning. And I'm loaded with one out in the eighth as well, but a strikeout and a pop out ended that frame. Yeager in his debut for Whitey is 0 for 4. The 0-1. A breaking ball just up high. A ball and a strike now to Yeager. Madden sets the 1-1. Fastball down low, kicks away from catcher Rice, but not far enough to advance the base runner. Terada from third. 2-1 count now to Yeager. No sense in risking that one if you're on third base. Even with Terada, who has some decent speed. The 2-1. Fastball called strike, knee high. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Yeager. He grounded out in the first and the fourth, struck out in the sixth, walked and reached in the eighth. 7-2 Chatham, top of the ninth. They're loaded. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Ground ball back through the middle, off the mound, flip to second one. Ramirez to first, not in time. Not quite done yet. Chatham was ready to celebrate. Almost a twin killing to end things here at Veterans Field. Runners on first and third now with 2 down. And 1 run crosses home plate as Terada comes home from third. Costello advances to third base. Young forced out at second, but Yeager just beats it out on the fielder's choice to first.
That's back-to-back bang-bang plays at second base. That Whitey has forced Chatham to make a perfect play.
First pitch to Austin Wells, a called strike, and that one was nearly perfect. Dones made a fine charging play with a backhanded flip. Then to Ramirez, who made a strong relay. Yeager just beat it. Now Austin Wells. 1 hit today, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and Whitey down to their final strike. 1 for 3 for Wells. He also reached on a walk in the fourth. Now Ty Madden up on him, 0-2. Runners on the corner, 7-3 Chatham leads, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Wells goes down on 3 pitches. And Chatham's pitchers get it done again tonight. Over the final 4 innings, they strike out a whopping 10 men and just absolutely shut down this Whitey lineup late, TJ.
Yeah, it was, a game of many mistakes for the Red Sox. There's just one thing here, one thing there, a defensive play in the field, a walk, the numerous hitters that these Whitey pitchers were just falling behind again and again and again to allow Chatham to keep these innings going and eventually scratch these runs across. and it's probably not a very good feeling for them. You know, you don't want to use the term giving a game away. Chatham played pretty well tonight. They did their part. Their pitchers threw strikes. Hitters were able to get clutch base hits when they needed it. But, you know, Whitey made plenty of mistakes tonight. Don't underestimate that. They're really going to have to, you know, wipe this one off the board. Lucky for them, they play 2 tomorrow.
They will have a doubleheader against Katuitt tomorrow. Final score, Chatham 7, YD 3 is its final. Here from Veterans Field, Chatham improves to 4-1 on the season, pacing the East Division. YD falls to 500. They are 2-2. Chatham had 7 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors for them. YD 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, and they left 9 on base, including 5 in the last 2 innings. That's the big difference tonight, folks. It's 7-3. Chatham wins it over YD. We'll be back tomorrow against Katuitt for a doubleheader with YD and the Katuitt Kettleers. We'll be back tomorrow on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.